That's not what we want. I can't even hear myself for some reason. My batteries are dead. I'm great. I can only do one thing at once. Oh my god!
Gotta love it. That feels really loud. Is that loud or is that good?
I turned it up.
Okay. I'm gonna turn it down to my stuff. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Oh yeah.
What you happen when you take a week off?
Yeah, for real. Take some time off and this is what we get. All the bugs. Don't need that. Get it nice and fancy. See, this is like a behind the scenes tour. That's what we're gonna consider this. Uh-oh. There we go. All good in the hood. We hope. Okay, so got that. Let me just jump right out in front of you here. Ooh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Here I am, almost. Come on, camera, don't fail me now. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff, man. This is the good stuff. We are back in black, to say the least. Yeah. it's a disheveled mess up here in the studio, and that's the way it is. So it's what we're dealing with today. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're here to have a fun show, and I want to say thanks for joining us. Let's jump right into things, Josh. Don't forget, if you're watching the stream right now on Facebook, like the video, share it to your page, like our page, tag some friends, and comment along. Have some fun with us. It's going to be a great time. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like the video and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for future content. And if you enjoy... Hello. There we go. If you enjoy watching on Twitch, you could do that as well. Now then, keeping Josh on his toes today, that's for sure. You can check out audio-only versions of the show as well on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever else you get your audio podcasts. Become a Patreon member if you would. Just go to patreon.com/The Audio Roast Podcast. And there you can find special bonus content and early access to upcoming shows and events. Your support allows us to keep doing what we're doing here each and every week. There is some good Patreon content on there right now, so go check it out if you haven't. Also, you can check out playlists from past episodes. Just go to Spotify or iTunes and search for the Audio Roast Podcast. And there you'll find songs that are used in different shows and games and segments and whatnot from the past. We don't have a playlist today. There's no playlist. We're just doing a little Talkin Shop and cleaning shop, apparently, getting things all set back to normal. So yeah, that's what you can do. And if you don't want to search around for all this stuff, of course, you can go to our handy-dandy brand new website. Just go to audioroast.com and you can check out all the stuff that I've already mentioned. So let's go ahead and recap what we've done recently. Last week, of course, was our very first live in-person show at the Riff. And we had a great lineup of guests. We had Drew Weber and Jay Stevens from Machine Gun Symphony teaming up to take on two of the Dirty Saints, Jeff Ward and Scott Henry. And let me just say, it was a fun day. And I won't tell you how the cookie crumbled. If you were there, you know who won. So we'll be doing it again. We'll talk more about that during the show today. We do have another one scheduled, and we'll tell you all the details on that coming up soon. So that's what we did last week. Next week, we're going to bring back Tournament of Champions, our fifth one. We will be doing movie soundtracks, and we'll have special guests Christy Pressler and Nathan James here in the studio with us, and I'm looking forward to this one a lot. These Tournament of Champions are turning out to be some of my favorite episodes just because they're so unpredictable. We do these at random and put them in brackets and see how the cookie crumbles. So that's what we're going to be doing. Or see how the popcorn pops next week, if you will. So that's what we're doing next week. But today, that's right, our 6th edition of Talkin Shop. So we're going to be talking, like I said, about the live show from last week, how it went down, what you missed, what you didn't miss, when the next one's going to be. We're going to talk about some of the growth that we've done on the show that, I was supposed to talk about on the last Talkin Shop. And as soon as I hit end live stream, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this and that. So we'll touch base on that, kind of catch everybody up. But now then, let's go ahead to everybody's favorite segment. 7 songs in 7 days. Oh, yeah, that's some sweet stuff there.
Yeah.
Nice. Nicely done. All right, so let's go ahead. I like how I announced next week's guest. She'll have to kick my butt for this when she gets here next week. But coming in at the number 7 spot from Christy Pressler, we've got Fix Me by 10 Years. Yes. Butt Rock. Next. Yeah. We had Chris Hankins with Guitar Slinger by Cross and Dixon.
Butt
country. Butt country. Yeah. Butt country. If I had $1 for every time I've said that, I don't know. I got nothing. Coming in for the 2nd week in a row, and by in a row, I mean since we've done the last one, Julia Leigh Cobb gave us our number 5, We Are Golden by Micah. So I actually enjoyed the song.
Micah or Mika?
Potato.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the song. It did remind me of a few bands. Josh and I were talking about this a little bit, maybe of U2, some Darkness, some Queen and Freddie Mercury vibes. I mean, I enjoyed the video. So if you haven't seen the video, but also seriously, if you watch that video, it demonstrates very well what I always preach about how to be a better front person, whether you're a male or a female. Or even a guitar player or anything. If you want to be entertaining on stage, watch this video. And the guy in the video is just like cutting up, like nobody's watching in his bedroom and just jamming out. And that's what you have to translate when you're on stage is you just have to pretend that nobody's there and it's just you being you. And that's going to be the best bang for your buck for entertainment. And I thought they did a great job with that. So now here's where it gets hard. In the number 4 position from Kim Garmery, we had Nessun Dorma by Luciano Pavarotti. Luciano, thank you. Why, how, what, why? How am I supposed to rank Pavarotti with all this other stuff? My goodness. This definitely was a challenge for me, if I'm being honest.
The producer does not agree with the...
Yes. This is no reflection of the producer of the show. Yeah. So we'll tell you... Actually, I'll let him... Oops, I keep hitting that button. We'll let him tell you what he would have done differently. But this is, so far, the turning point of where he differs from me. For me, I enjoyed the song. I enjoy the technique. Pavarotti is... Pavarotti, man. He's amazing, right? But I'm looking to be entertained. And... somebody just standing there singing this week, it just didn't do it for me. So there's that. In the number 3 position from Chris Snyder, we've got Louder by Brittany Fox. Good stuff. Good 80s hair metal. Great scream at the beginning of the song. I loved it. At the number 2 position, Tyler Weeks gave us Downstate by Kingdom, which if you're a wrestling fan like me, Cody Rhodes is who used that theme song. Great stuff. Love it. Speaking of great stuff, the number 1 position this week from Elkie Caswell Bradford is Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. How can you go wrong? Josh, what would you have done different?
I would have probably switched Downstate with Luciano. So number 2 would have been Luciano.
Gotcha.
Just flip those 2.
Gotcha. Well, that's the way it works.
That's how it works.
So now,
yeah,
is the time to go ahead and use the hashtag 7 and nominate any song from any genre, any style, or any decade. Just make it a song, and we'll give it a listen over the next 7 days. Give it a rank because we can. Oh, yeah. So that's going to wrap that up. Oh, let's see if I can hit the right button. Nope, almost. There we go.
Yeah.
Got it. Hey, I almost still got it. I won't say that I still got it. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to kick things off and get to your comments. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. Stick around.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at theaudioroastpodcast@gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
All right, we are back. Woo! Holy cow. So let's jump into some things, shall we? I'm gonna wait for Joshua for just a second. He had to run downstairs. So make sure I've got all of our sound stuff straightened out now that we are back in action. Man, I need a cup of coffee. Let's see here what we've got. There's the button I'm looking for. All right, so what is in our mugs? Let's let Joshua tell us a little bit of something about the Back in Black.
Cards here. Back in Black. Well, it's a song by AC/DC.
Tis came out in what year?
83?
No, 1980.
80? Okay, whatever.
You can find out all the fine details of that on our episode number 10, Classic Album Clash with AC/DC.
Was that with Daniel Fritz?
That was with a very alive Daniel Fritz.
Alive?
Yes, he was alive. Very alive. He and let's see who else. Terry Jones was on that one.
Terry Jones.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Oh, what a night that was, man. If you missed out on that stream, it's definitely worth going back and watching. It's entertaining as all get out, let me tell you.
So Back in Black is a proprietary roast by Classic Rock Coffee, and it is bold, dark roast with caramel, brown sugar, and just a hint of lemon.
Oh, I thought I tasted some.
I thought I tasted some blueberry in there.
Gotta love it. That's like our ongoing joke that I don't know if anybody gets, but I get it, and it cracks me up.
That's what's going on.
Well, here's the thing: like making us laugh is half the battle. So if we can laugh, we got a 50-50 shot that you're laughing. So, speaking of coffee.
Yes.
We've got a 5-cup recipient this week.
Do we?
We do. We certainly do.
And who would that be?
Well, did you look in your show notes?
I have no show notes today.
Me neither. We were flying by the seat of our pants, y'all. It is quite entertaining. So, Joshua, let's find out who this week's 5-cup recipient is. Well,
Joshua Poole.
Joshua Poole. Look at there. Shout out to Mr. Joshua Poole for being a freaking awesome friend and just helping out with all that you. I'm going to put you on screen.
Well, I appreciate that.
Oh,
that's me. Look at that. Yep. Look at that. I'm dizzying.
Oops, there we go. let me do this, and then we'll wait a second.
So is this our first day of doing a podcast? What's
right? Yeah. Remember the last time, and it was like, so you think you could podcast?
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't.
I don't think we can either.
we done lost it, son. But no, seriously. Big shout out to you, Josh, for helping. With all that went into putting on a live show and stuff. I gave you a little sappy letter there, but I really couldn't have done it as well as it came off if it wasn't for your help.
And thank you so much, Jared. I know that it's awful hard for you to open up emotionally.
Yeah, right.
Right. No, Jared, as far as friends go, you're a great one, and you always show your appreciation for those who help you out. And you know, that's really kind of a lost art nowadays. A lot of time people just take it for granted that they're appreciated or that they're appreciating somebody, but
right.
You really go the distance.
I try to because I'm glad to hear that because I have many times in my life felt very underappreciated. So I've always made it a point.
Hey, I'm a bass player. I know how that goes.
Right. Yeah. I get that. I'm gonna while we're fiddling with stuff here, I'm going to see if I can't shrink this a little bit. Hey, there we go. Okay. Yeah, now I could actually see what's going on.
I wouldn't want my name too big.
No. Right. Yeah, I appreciate your help.
See it on their small handheld devices.
Yeah, you know.
I appreciate you, Josh, but not enough for people to read your name.
Can't go overboard. So yeah. We are going to have some trivia today, later in the show. Some trivia. Some unscripted trivia.
Trivia.
We'll see if we get some winners. Some winners in here. And if you do, I've got a sample to give to you. Ooh. We are drinking some Back in Black today, so we're going to give you a nice pot of coffee on Classic Rock Coffee, on the house, if you will. So stay tuned for that. Now then, let's go back here to the business screen. Oh, that's not it. I had to let you just.
Okay, let's do this. How about that one?
There you go. That's the one. Better. So let's go ahead and continue on with where we're at.
Let us
go to the comments. All right, so let's go ahead and jot down some of these.
7.
Yeah. So Cheryl and Elke both say that the live show was a lot of fun. What's up, Brian? Thanks for joining us. Stephanie, I'm glad that you had a fun time there at the live show as well. It was really good to get to see so many familiar faces. It really, really was. Elke says she shared. Thank you very much. Sharing is caring, and so did Stephanie. Mindy said, sorry I missed it, but a 16-hour drive is a bit too far. Yes, I would say so. Where did you go? Where did you come from? What's happening, Mindy? What's the meaning of all of this? Brian says, loud is good. There I am. Yep. Mark says, technical difficulty, call Daniel Fritz. No, we still would be on a black screen if that was the case.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to do any more like vital checks on it.
Right, right. With the unsung technical issues. Christy says, gosh, I love you guys. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Missed you guys too. All right, so let's scroll along. Christy said, how dare you? Brian, butt rock. Yeah, if you don't know, what's the best way to describe butt rock, Josh?
Formulaic hard rock.
Formulaic, cheap production sounding,
hard,
condensed.
Okay, so here's the formula for it. A hard, heavy intro, and then it gets really kind of low. They drop it down a little bit and have like a bass rolling bass with some nice
kind
little,
of a little
electric on there.
Spot. Yep.
Yeah, and then they bring it up right before chorus. Stop, string rake, and then back into the chorus, and then they do it all over again. The second verse is a little more built up.
Mm-hmm.
Stop, string rake, chorus, bridge, chorus, out. That's butt rock.
That's butt rock. You're right.
Every song.
Yeah. Nope, you're not wrong. So
and
as you can tell, I'm not a fan of butt rock.
Yeah. And they'll
Usually
have some like really muted drums in there somewhere.
And that's the thing. Everything sounds so compressed and so tight.
Yep.
We were talking about that when we were listening to Brittany Fox and about how like big and open that sounded as compared to like just the like everything is so tight. All right.
All right.
Kim Garmery. Oh, Nina with 99 left balloons or red balloons if you want to go the American version.
Kim Garmery did that one?
Kim Garmery did that one. Chris Hankins, how's it going, my friend? He says Charlie Daniels 26. Abigail Burbridge says
Who did Charlie Daniels?
Yep. Chris Hankins.
Chris Hankins.
He's the one. Abigail Burbridge says, In Case You Don't Live Forever by Ben Platt. I keep grabbing the wrong mouse. Just saying.
Is there batteries in it?
Yeah. Tara Fritz says, #7, My Funeral by Lucas Graham. Christy Pressler is trying again with #7, Better Without You by Evanescence. Brian Betancourt says, #7, Disturbed, Liberate. And
that was Christy Pressler with the Evanescence song, right?
Yes, that's correct. And Mindy Carter says, #7, In Chains by Shaman's Harvest. Elke says, great sound effects, Jared.
Okay, so I didn't get number 6. What was the
feeling about this?
Number 6 was what? Chains.
Well, I jumped all over the place somehow.
You did.
Yes, In Chains by Shaman's Harvest.
By who?
Mindy Carter sent us that.
Carter. And Abigail did what?
Abigail did In Case You Don't Live Forever by Ben Platt.
Okay, I missed the one of Tara's.
Tara's,
I'm sorry, not Tara, but the one after Christy Pressler.
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
Liberate from Brian Betancourt. The wine man himself. Speaking of which,
yeah,
you know what? We're doing it.
Are we doing some wine today? I hear they go well with Pop-Tarts.
Oh.
Hi guys. I know it's. What? Do you have some wine?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Here's the deal. Somewhere. Oh my gosh. I keep getting strangled by these headphones.
So Tara, what should I do in situations like this when he's away from his microphone?
This is Joshua
I
very
just-
interrupted.
Yeah,
I mean, this is Joshua.
I got dead air to
undistracted.
feel, and I'm not real sure what to do, especially when I'm still trying to write down all these 7 for 7.
Right. Okay, let me do some rearranging here of all this stuff. We've got let me
I
get
guess I could talk about all the famous people I met.
there. Yeah.
That's the time for
all
that.
the TV shows that you were on.
Well, not TV shows, but I did run into Diana Ross at a theme park.
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah.
Like the
the
Diana Ross, or
Yes,
was it a drag
no, it
queen
was
that fooled the heck out of you?
No, it was Diana Ross. She was walking
Wow.
around with her grandkids, and if it were a drag queen, she would have worn more makeup. It was no makeup on, but you could not deny that was Diana Ross.
Well, there you
It looked
go.
exactly like her, and she had the hair and busy with the grandkids. It was really odd to see her in that situation.
There you go.
Orlando theme park. But
That would be weird to see some huge celebrity like that.
yeah,
Not,
she was like in a pair of stretch pants and a long,
of course.
like a yellow neon t-shirt that was kind of hanging down. Just looked like,
ordinary person.
ordinary person. Yeah.
Gotta love it, man. Let's see here. Brian Betancourt, I'm finally getting to the pink Moscato that you gave us from September of 2020. A very shitty year, but a very good wine. I don't think wines are really like that. I think is that a thing? Is that champagne? It's like that. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
wines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Weather
crack that open.
conditions and temperatures and stuff like that can affect the grapes. And
True.
years weren't
Oh, this
good.
is not chilled. Oh,
Oh
boy.
no.
He's gonna.
We
kill
can throw
us.
some ice in there.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get us some unsung ice.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So yeah, this is quality entertainment, right? But here's the deal. Josh and I really and truly, like, it's no joke. We worked our tails off to make the live show happen. So we're gonna celebrate a little
Yeah.
bit. So we hope
And I
you
don't
will
think
too.
either one of us were drinking during the show.
I didn't even have time.
No.
Yeah, like even if I wanted to, it wasn't gonna happen because I just didn't have time.
There was too much for us to do during the show for
Yeah.
us to worry about drinking.
Yep. I was gonna actually personally do the door myself. I don't know how much you want, Josh. I'll do half. But I was gonna personally do the door myself, and things were running so chaotic all the way up to the last minute that I was like, at some point I got to go home and take a shower and change before we do the show.
Yeah, because you
And,
had worked an awful lot that morning.
Yeah.
And if you weren't gonna, I was gonna suggest you should.
Hey, I don't want to be that guy, but god dang, you
Yeah,
might want
yeah,
to
man, you
want to sneak
wanna
home.
wash your ass before
Yeah.
you get here.
Indeed. So Josh, here's to you. Where's
here's
my
to
camera?
you.
There you go. We'll do it up in the camera. There we go.
Blink.
We and that's for you guys too that made it out. And for those of you who didn't, that missed out, you missed out on a good time. But don't worry, we'll be doing it again. I'll tell you when, coming up soon. Now then,
Yes.
Deborah says, "Are you just joshing?" No, I'm dead serious today, and there is no joshing.
No Josh.
Everyone needs a Josh
think
in their
you-
corner. That's right.
You embarrassed me enough to do a joshing segment.
It held over. It's going to hold over for a minute. Yes. And right here we go. Tyler Weeks, attaboy Josh, you the man. Well, Mr. Tyler Weeks, you also are the man.
Yes, we can't forget to thank him. He really added a lot to the show.
He did add a lot. And here's the thing too. He also was willing to come and do our rehearsal and stuff earlier in the week when we tried to run through things and stuff. And it really helped out to be able to do that, to keep the show as smooth as we wanted to. So we did, for those of you that were there, we did have a little, we're on brand to have some kind of technical something happen at the beginning of the show. But honestly, like between Joshua and Tyler and the rehearsal and stuff, we were able to do exactly what we wanted to do for the most part. So I have no complaints about how the show went. I thought it was fan-freaking-tastic. So for anybody that was a part of helping out with the show, as well as DJP, as well as Zenland's Photo Media for setting up a photo booth, the Riff, Classic Rock Coffee, Tom Hembry, more on that later.
Yeah.
So,
And also,
thanks to everybody.
there were a lot more people there than I was expecting.
my gosh.
I was very grateful to you guys who
Super.
came. It was just amazing to see that we had as many people as we did, because we were hoping, hey, if we have 15 or 20, it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I went into it thinking, there's a chance we'll have 6 people here, and it is what it is. But the whole time I'm like, man, if we could have like 50 or 60 people, that'd be amazing. And I don't know exactly. I know that we had, I think, 35 pre-solds, and we had more people come in. So I'm going to guess maybe about 40 to 45 people is what we had. And I'm like, I mean, how could he be mad at that, man? That's so awesome. So yeah, enough about that for a minute. Let's see here. Brian says, so Jared is looking down at his crotch saying, while I dilly with this, I'm going to make it smaller. I think it's for a different podcast. No, that's where all the knobs are to control. Oh, okay.
Knobs is not a good term. Not a good
True. Elke says, thanks for the MC. Exactly. Holly says, grooving in your car on the cushion till you run into your garage. What? Joshua, would you like to translate for me, please?
That sounds like she's wine drunk.
Cheers to Holly. Christy says, butt rock sounds like that dude on commercials that said, this is feedback from real customers. I mean, kind of. Uh-oh. We jumped around again. There we go. Deborah says, you had a live recording in Brittany Fox days. It's all digital now. They can add so much stuff. Translates to?
It means the production has increased since
Brittany
Brittany Fox.
Got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The way that they recorded was
Right.
live, like all in one room, one take kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, no.
Well, maybe not one take, but
yeah,
one
it was
room.
all on tape, and there was less digital manipulation and less editing involved.
True.
So you had to play things through.
Do we have, how many of the 7 songs do we have? Do we have them all?
We have them all.
We
yeah.
have them all.
Mhm.
So on the bottom, just for in case we were ever short one, write down Robert Crook with Meat Stick by Fish.
Meat Stick
By Fish
by
with a
Fish.
P.
Okay.
So there's that. Speaking of knobs.
7.5.
Yes, 7.5.
Stick.
Meat Stick.
That like a Slim Jim.
Ooh, yeah. Christy Pressler says, yeah, I don't know why I try these #7. The whole thing is shenanigans. Hey, I'm pretty sure you've won
Hey,
one
Chris,
or two.
his opinions are not mine. They're solely his opinions.
It's true. You guys deserve some wine with all the work you did. Well, thank you, Christy. Tara says, promo. Talk about upcoming IC shows. Oh, you mean
Oh, Identity
this
Crisis.
little
Yeah.
band
Hey,
right
we're
here?
we're playing at Carrie's this next weekend, the 23rd.
All right,
Yeah,
Carrie's.
and the 30th, I think we're back at Shuffle.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Christy says, most random celebrity encounter is Kevin Bacon at the Outland Ballroom on a Sunday night. Yep, and it's like
Really?
oh yeah,
Kevin Bacon?
yep, just like 3 years ago, something like that. And I was sitting at home and I was like, you got to be kidding. And I was like, well, by this time I'll get down there and it'll be too late. But yeah, sure enough, he was incognito, had a wonderful little mustache. Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. Well, you're a fan of the mustache.
I am.
I hung out with Q from Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, nice guy.
who'd he ever beat?
What?
It's a wrestling thing.
Oh,
Tyler Week says, job well done. You should be proud. We are indeed. Again, here we go with the jumping around. So Tyler did a really good job. Deborah says, yes, I agree. Photo booth was fun. That was I'm really glad that we reached out to Zinlands and they were able to do that with us, because that really did kind of amp
yeah,
things up a little
everybody
bit.
seemed to enjoy that.
Yeah, it was a great time. So and they've already said, hey, they're in for the next one, whatever that might be. So I'm glad to hear that. Deb says, I think she was talking about butt rock. Got it. Yes, Holly says, butt rock, never stop. Take your passion to the top. There you go. If short on one, you mean it's Christy's choice sucks again. No, that's not what we mean at all.
You just have to know what he likes. So if you like,
I won't mention who it is, but I feel like there's somebody that does a lot of these that plays into that all the time.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Write it down. I want to see if you got the same name. We will not show you this name. Sorry. This is highly classified information. No,
You think so?
I do.
I don't know. I think
You think that person just picks songs
I
that
think
they
so.
like? And
Well, yeah, I do.
okay.
I think that's just
Well-
age range. Because I'm in that age range too. I think
All
that's,
right.
that was high school experience for her, and that's
Her.
I said 4.
Oh, I thought you said her. I'm
I
like
said
her.
4. Her. What are you talking about? Her.
Her up on her. All right.
But I think the other one does too.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got a little something.
What do we got
something.
going
well,
on?
you know, let's do. Oh, this is gonna hurry up and take off on us. So
Is it-
we got to be ready. I need to turn it up in my ears. Oh God, are we loud enough? Here we are. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so friggin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. I was sitting in the kitchen one day and I was itching to fill up my belly with a piping hot jelly of the best damn treat in the world.
He's talking Pop-Tarts.
And I saw a stick of butter and it almost made me shudder and scream like a baby girl. I don't want a giant penis or a rocket trip to Venus. I don't want to win the lottery. I just want to squat and gobble till I'm dizzy and a wobble and a butterfruit and dough tart dream. So I put butter on a Pop-Tart. It was so friggin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. It's happening.
Have you ever put
Butter on a
Pop-Tart?
It's so friggin' good. Have you ever put butter on a? If you haven't, then I think you should. We're trying it right here. Here we go. You ready? Have you ever put butter on a? It's so friggin' good. Have you ever put butter on a? If you haven't, then I think you should. If I haven't, then I think you should. If I haven't, then I think you should.
Pop-Tart.
With butter.
And it's always if you haven't.
I know. For real though, I know you don't eat Pop-Tarts, but feel this. I put that in the microwave. I like literally can't even.
Dude.
I guess. How long do you microwave this thing for?
A minute.
A minute. It's only like 10 seconds, dude.
Well, you ever want to know how to?
This
Keep
is
a
like
Pop-Tart
diamond
forever.
quality hardness.
That's like it's the equivalent of canned vegetables or something. Like it'll last forever at this
you
point.
don't put the can in the microwave either. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, I'm like I can't even eat that. So, we'll bring back some more Pop-Tarts after the next commercial.
Yeah, we'll microwave.
No,
them
we'll just
for like
eat them
10
cold. I
seconds,
don't. Yeah, well, yeah, we might do that too.
I think you're gonna get a.
I might have chipped a tooth.
You might have.
All right.
Do you have any more of the fruit-filled ones? Or
Oh, we
give all
do.
those away?
We do.
Yeah. Because we'll need to decide whether or not it's fruit with butter.
Oh, I did the wrong one. There we go.
If the fruit with butter is better, or if the cinnamon sugar, brown sugar can even be
The cinnamon.
the cinnamon.
Right.
So
Got all
how is that
taken care of.
coffee? The audio roast coffee.
Oh, it's really good.
Is
The
it?
audio roast Pop-Tart stuff. Yeah. Really good. I had the strawberry. Why is my hair doing all this craziness?
Not enough hairspray. Dude.
True. I like the way you think.
Yeah, go spray yourself.
So, don't mind me just doing a little, So I had the strawberry frappe, whatever. And I had the brown sugar cinnamon latte, and there's like there's a few little itty bitty tweaks that I want to make on the strawberry one. So, and I've already talked to them at Classic Rock Coffee, and we're going to work on that, I think, this week. Also, a lot of people were asking, is that going to be on the menu and stay on the menu? I certainly hope so. The person to talk to about that wasn't here this week, so I will be getting with them next week, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. So, because that's what I'm pushing for. I mean, why not? It's good stuff. It needs to be drank. Kimberly says, better than nuke for 11 seconds. Oh, butter, then nuke for 11 seconds. Gotcha.
Butter than nuke.
Oh, well, and here's the deal. If anybody's going to be an expert, it's going to be Kimberly Nelson, Utter Butter Cutter about the butter, brother.
All right.
Let's see here. Christy says the butter needs to be melty though. It is. It's like,
Well, that's why I got the soft stuff.
Yeah,
that
it's-
way, when they're warm, it should just melt on there as it.
and it
warms.
did. It actually looked like icing. It spread just so
Mm.
smoothly, and it crunched so hardly. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, so let's continue on our little journey here. Holly says, "Are we still butt rocking? Because I can't help it. You go,
Define butt
you go,
rocking.
girl. You do you." I'm watching a dairy commercial, pretty much. Holly says, "Oh, I burned my mouth." Good Lord, that's too long in the microwave. Well, I
Yes.
didn't know. I'm used to. I'm like bachelor man over here. Like I know you nuke leftovers for a minute or so and then stir it and see how it is. I don't know. Chris says, "Great. That's one of them get stuck in your head songs every time you get drunk and nobody knows what you're talking about." Absolutely. I happen to be driving somebody in my household absolutely nuts with that song because I'll just find myself doing, and I get to shut up. So yeah.
When
Had to-
I was
had to do it one
learning
more
it, we
time.
were out to dinner with my family, and I was just kind of humming it along the entire time of dinner. And
So-
they're like, you do realize you're singing that? Yes, I know. I'm trying to remember the lyrics.
Right. So here's the pull back the curtain moment. Josh actually, for those of you who don't know, the music that you hear on that, Josh recorded all that at his house. The drums and the guitar and the bass, the whole nine. And so we worked on that for like a week or 2 weeks, before the show. And it was all I could do to make sure I didn't hum anything like that during the show and give anything away, just in case somebody was like, "Hey, I know that song." I was like, we got to keep this a secret. So we did it. But it was not easy because it is one of those songs that
And
just
really,
gets stuck in your head.
my family was the one that was suffering because I did that all in one night.
Mm.
And I was playing it over and over and over again.
Well.
And it was late at night too.
Gotta love
It
it.
was after like 8:00. So
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
So I assume you
my
didn't.
family suffered for you people. I hope you appreciate it.
Let's see here. Stephanie says we had and loved the brown sugar latte. Haven't tried the strawberry yet. To me, I'll be forthright with it. I thought the strawberry was a little harsh. It was too much strawberry. So we're gonna do a little bit less of that. But I want to make sure it's right because it's got to be right. Christy says, "Yep, he was touring with his family and then had a show the next night. Super nice guy who was patient with the fans. Kevin Bacon was. Yeah, that's really
What was
awesome.
he turning? The Bacon Brothers?
Yes, I believe that's right. Yep. All right.
Everyone wants to be a rock star.
They
even
do.
movie stars.
That's right. I want to. Here's what's fun about this is I can do some backstaging over here and nobody knows. Oh boy. I won't say what's not working, but gotta love it.
No, Mr. Mouse.
All right.
Mhm.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's take a break real quick. I've got 2 little things to sort out here, and we're gonna be back with some fun stuff. We're gonna do some trivia and some fun giveaways and that kind of stuff. Give you a chance to win some Back in Black Bold from Classic Rock Coffee. So stick around, y'all.
Hey musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at sunsetproductionsspringfield@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Oh, wrong button. I hit the wrong button, y'all. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? All right, so Josh is re-preparing properly our next Pop-Tart for some buttering. So that's what he's doing. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check this out here. Let me reopen this. This isn't working like I wanted to. So, how was everybody's week is what I want to know. I know we had some really good live bands playing. We had Tommy Two Tone in town. Say that 5 times fast. We had the mixtapes doing a Nirvana tribute here at the Riff. All kinds of fun stuff. So let me know where all you went, who all was playing, what did we miss out on? Tell me a little something about your week. Anything exciting happened? Anything new? Because we want to know. It'd be nice if this program would work. I tell you what. Okay, so well, this is gonna replay music probably. No, I'll just make it not. Oh yeah, this is highly entertaining, isn't it, folks? Okay, so I wanted to wait for Josh on this because this is really funny. So if you missed out on the live show from last Sunday, I know I keep talking about it, but you know that's what's topical to us. If you missed out and you are a patron on our Patreon page, you are not going to miss out on anything except for the first part of the show, where I totally forgot to hit record on the camera that I had. But if you're a patron on our Patreon page, you can actually watch the show that you missed. I was actually going to also have a another clip, if you will, of DJP playing and doing his thing, because he was a guest on the show and he talked all about his techniques and just all this different stuff, and everybody seemed to really have gotten invested in him. And so I wanted to kind of highlight him and showcase him a little bit on video for Patreon. And well, it was almost like something else came up and had an agenda of their own. So I want to go ahead and throw to that. Yeah, I'll throw to that and throw some shade. How about that? You heard it here first. So here's this. DJP doing his thing. Somebody else. Oh, so you can see I'm getting all of his what he's doing there on the board. And wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. What? How are my people supposed to see this? What? Hey, mister, move. I hope he got some good footage. Wow. Yeah, just right up in there. Oh, yeah. Get some good shots there, Mr. Hembry. Yeah. Look at there. Aren't you glad you could see all those techniques that he was talking about? Oh, back for more. You guys, this went on for 20 minutes. Like half of DJP's set was Tom Hembry in front of my camera. So, needless to say, that made it kind of unusable. So, everybody just randomly go to Tom's page and say, thanks, love you, mean it. It's all good, y'all. It's all good. But it was quite funny to me. So, I had to throw a little shade, if you will. Let's go back over here to the comments. I don't know what that means. Christy said, oh, no, I got to that one. Here we go. Elkie says, back in black. I just found my coffee bean grinder. Looking forward to trying it. Well, good stuff. That's the thing, too. If anybody got those free coffee samples from the live show and you don't have a grinder, let me know, because you can always swing by Classic Rock Coffee or here at the studio upstairs, and we'll grind it for you if you don't have one. Or you can just go out and get a grinder and, step up your game a little bit, if you will, in the coffee world. Kim says, I unfortunately wasn't able to make the live show, but the pictures from Zenlens are awesome. Yes, they are. They did a great job. Also, in the video that I put together for the pre-show, if you will, of today's show, For some reason, it cropped a lot of pictures really weird. So I just want to thank you, Kim, for that, because yeah, Zen Lenses who did all those photos in the beginning. So good stuff. They're all on our page. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, make something fun, your profile picture, and show people that you were there. Christy says the mixtapes killed the Nirvana show. So much fun. And Red Light Runner debut at Ernie Biggs. Oh yeah. And they did amazing. Good. I've never seen a live band at Ernie Biggs. I've only seen like the dueling piano kind of thing. So that's interesting. They're doing live shows for local musicians. Shaggy says mixtapes at the Riff rocked. Good stuff. Oh, we've got a fancy little plate and everything.
Soft.
Oh, so that's how they're supposed to look. Wow.
Flexible those are.
Yeah, so we're getting. Oh, here, let me just do this. There you go.
Ooh, look at that melty butter on there.
Wow. Just look at it.
Slathered.
No such thing. Paula Dean would agree. There's no such thing as too much butter.
And here is the brown. Look, it's breaking apart. It's so soft. Yum. There you go.
Wow. Does it get any better than this, y'all?
I don't know.
We shall see. In the meantime, I'm still sipping on my wine over here.
Okay, butter with Pop-Tarts. It better be good.
Butter with Pop-Tarts. It better be
Say.
good. Let's let Josh get back over in his little cubby hole. Two, three, four. Have you ever put butter on a... Just kidding.
No, we're not doing that again.
He's like, no, and that's done. All right, so oh, wow, that is soft.
Yeah, that's what happens when you microwave them at an appropriate time.
Fair enough. All right, so I've got brown sugar cinnamon.
Okay.
Take two. We'll try this one. See how it goes.
It's not bad.
Not bad. I don't think it adds that much, if I'm being honest. I mean, if I was like, man, I better use this butter before it goes bad, like I guess I would put some on, but
All right, fruit. Great British baking show.
Right. It's a good sponge. Strawberry. See, now that does change it. It's me.
Yeah.
I feel like you can hear me chew. Sorry. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not like life altering great. I think I just got hair in my food. But pretty good.
You hand me some of those napkins. That butter's kind of everywhere now.
Here you go. I got plenty. All right.
Well, this is compelling podcast.
I'm telling you, hey, they must be digging on it because they're sticking around. We still got our people here. So let's move things along. You missed out. I showcased what was going on upstairs during DJ P's set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
That band is amazing. If you ever have a chance to look at his YouTube clips,
Go to DJ P. Ugh.
DJP.
Hang on. Let me just go to djpmix.com and he's got all kinds of good stuff for sale. Whoa, what the
Sorry, that was me.
Oh,
I was doing the J&J split. There we are.
I did that back in 82 and let me tell you, it didn't work out too well. Yeah, djpmix.com. He's got all kinds of stuff, all of his albums and DVDs, all kinds of fun stuff over there for sale. He's got, if you own turntables, he's got the slip covers or whatever for sale. He's only got like 50 of those that he's selling on this run. So a lot of good stuff. But yeah, so I was throwing a little bit of shade, doing a little of this. Where Tom Hembry was in front of my camera for 20 minutes, and I totally couldn't use any of that for Patreon. So,
did you find any footage that you could use?
Tis what it is.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let me go back over here to the comments. Stephanie says, nothing exciting here, just working and battling a cold. Gross. That sucks. Hope you get better soon. Cheryl Crook says the Crooks have been in Hot Springs, Arkansas this weekend doing a real estate shoot. Well, that's awesome. I haven't been to Hot Springs since I was a kid, and we went diamond mining. Yeah, that's a little further south than even Joshua Pool country, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that being a long drive.
Yeah.
But
you have to get there. I mean, you have to go through where I grew up.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah.
Gotcha. Deborah says Red Light Runner, Ernie Biggs, and the mixtapes at the Riff. Yeah. Did you go to the mixtapes, Deb? What did you think of that show? Glad to hear that Red Light Runner killed it at Ernie Biggs.
Red Light Runner always kills it, though.
They're a really good band.
Really good.
Cheryl says, Kim Garmery, thank you for liking the shots that they did. Brian says, thanks for recording it. Absolutely, Brian. I hope you've had a chance to check it out, and hopefully you don't feel like you missed as much as you would have felt had we not recorded it. And you better be there at the next one. If your job tells you, hey, Mr. Betancourt, we need you down here in South Carolina, South Kakalaki, you better tell them, take this job and
shove it.
Or just take a vacation day. Deborah says, go back and watch Tom's live feed. Well, there you go. That's one way to do it. Christy says he was so much fun DJing. Loved his song choices. Yeah, he was mixing like Johnny Cash with some 80s hair metal into like some 90s dance and just, I mean, it was all over the place, but it seemed so seamless. Is that a thing?
Yeah, he did like Funky Cole Medina beat with Hold On Loosely.
Yeah. How do you I mean, it's insane, man. The dude is like next level. Seriously. Hashtag Tom being Tom. Love it. Mark says those lighting guys, I tell you, if I had $1, I agree. Robert asked me if I got up in there. Up in here, up in there. Sorry, that was a DMX reference. No, I saw the phone recording. There you go. So go check out Tom Hembry's page for our content. Chrissy doesn't grind, so I will stop by with mine. Okay, by all means. Brian says if you don't have a coffee grinder, you just ain't a coffee person. Just saying. Exactly. Josh doing it right. Yeah. Cheryl says we've seen Brian Copeland at Ernie Biggs and it was a ton of fun. There you go. Yeah, I Josh, have you ever seen an actual band play at Ernie Biggs?
I mean, I've been in Ernie Biggs, but I've never seen like even the dueling pianos there.
I actually really prefer the Ernie Biggs in Branson. It's got like the 2-level thing. It's really nice. Yeah. Haven't been down there in years, but you know. Robert says, thank you everyone for the compliments. We had a blast shooting the photo booth. Awesome. Glad to hear that you had a good time. We certainly enjoyed having you. Christy says, Jared in the position of draw me like one of your French girls. Yeah. Mark says, no such thing as too much butter. Are you sure you want to use that term? Yes, I am. Deborah says, you're calling that chemical compound in a tub butter. That's margarine.
No,
actually,
it is butter with canola oil just to help make it spread.
Yeah,
easier.
it's
oil always makes
it's I'll just say it. It's the slut of butters.
It is Land O'Lakes.
It helps make it spread.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Moving right along. Mike says, okay, what the hell did I just log into? Well, you just missed all I was talking about Little House on the Prairie, Mike. Come on. By the way, you look naked without a mustache. Stephanie says, Pop-Tarts and wine. Does it get any more America than that? True Ozark cuisine, Diane Kent says.
But the fruit brings out the bouquet.
Finest. Right.
They really do complement each other.
We need a pinky up on our wine, too. Yes. Good
that
stuff.
That makes the processed fruit come alive.
Right. Kinky stuff. Mike McCorder, they are saying there is no such thing as too much butter. That's right. Make it spread. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do some trivia, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let me.
Now, is this just general trivia or is this about
no?
The podcast?
This is audio roast trivia.
Audio roast trivia. Well, I never watched the show.
Well, if you haven't watched the show, then I don't know what to tell you.
I just push buttons. I really don't pay much attention to what's going on.
Nah, same. Okay, so that's interesting. I totally lost that.
What'd we lose?
Well,
the whole show?
No, well, kind of, but no.
Okay.
It's there. It's just a bit unobtainable at the moment.
Oh,
we'll see if closing this will help. In the meantime, I'm going to pull some trivia stuff up. So my trivia today is going to be about our audio only versions of the show, because I want to make sure that people know that those are available. again, if you've missed past episodes or something and you've got some free time and you don't want to sit there and watch a video, it's really easy to listen along as well. Just put in some headphones or whatever, or put us on a loudspeaker or PA system, and just have fun
your
with it.
neighbors will enjoy that.
Yeah. Are you kidding? With the quality content that we're delivering?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. All right. Here's what I need right there. And let me open this.
Do I need to go to another screen?
No, not yet. I am going to take the batteries out of this mouse and hope that something decides to start working on this, because it is not making my life easy. And I know this is like, you struggled the heck out of this.
I did.
in the live show.
Yeah, I did.
I'm
I
like,
didn't
you're
even
like,
use it.
Yeah, you're like, what did you do? You gave me a crap mouse. And I'm like, well, that's all I got.
Maybe it's time to buy a new mouse.
I know, but I love
Algernon's
this
dead.
mouse. I love this mouse though.
Algernon is dead.
What is?
Algernon.
What
Do you
is
know-
that?
Flowers for
Parlez-vous
Algernon?
français?
Have you never read Flowers for Algernon?
You think I read?
Oh my gosh. You unsophisticated Philistine.
Basically.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask.
I know Christy Pressler probably knows that reference.
Well,
Back me up, Christy.
don't do it. Okay. So let me adjust this. I want to go for last 24. Wow. Not too shabby. So let's talk about, wow. Okay. I haven't checked this out in a minute. This is really fascinating. So here's my trivia question for today.
Okay.
Kiddos. On our audio only version of the show, we have got a total of 185 downloads from Missouri. What state do you think is the second highest state to listen to the Audio Roast podcast? Go ahead and give us your answer down below.
I would say the state of delusion.
You are correct. Here is some coffee. I don't even know what I did with the coffee.
A drunk state. A
Did
state
I,
of
did I
drunk-
throw you the coffee? No.
Didn't throw me nothing, man.
Ah, here it is. Oh, no.
Is it all covered with butter?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We good. We
The butter
good.
kind of went everywhere.
Christy, oh, here we go with some guesses. Deb says Arkansas. Christy says Texas. Kim says Arkansas. Wrong. Brian says California.
Michigan.
Incorrect.
Michigan.
Chris says Oklahoma. Everybody's favorite safe word.
Oklahoma.
Have you ever seen the movie Jackass?
No.
Yeah, that was a safe word for one of them. It was great. It's the best safe word there is.
Yeah, Jackass was not my cup of tea.
It was right at the time that I was in high school, so it was like
of course.
right up my alley.
Mhm.
Of course, Elkie says Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
No, Wisconsin down here.
Illinois.
Florida, Illinois. Nope. Good guesses. You're kind of getting warmer.
Is it in the continental United
It is.
States?
It is not.
in the continental.
It is not
It's
Alaska, and it is not Hawaii.
the freak states.
Right.
Yeah.
I will tell you that Illinois is. I totally just did that. I can't believe I did that. Illinois is in fourth place.
New England.
Texas is in fifth place. Nope.
Of course, New England's not a state; it's a region.
If you want some coffee, keep guessing. I'll give you a hint.
I don't know if that's something Deborah Klein should be proud of.
Why? They're great. Deb says I've watched all the Jackass movies. Ohio, no, but you're very close. It totally shocked me, if I'm being honest.
Guam or Puerto Rico. Those are territories, Deborah. Those are not official states.
True, but I like the curveball. I appreciate it. Elkie still up north. Michigan? No, Michigan. Come further down south. Don't you know?
Louisiana?
Mm-mm.
Idaho?
Idaho? Nope. Wrong side of the continent, Diane.
Iowa?
Head further east.
Georgia?
To the hills. Nope.
Tennessee?
Run for your life. Pennsylvania. Nope. North Carolina. Oh, nope. You're very close.
Oh.
Alabama.
South Carolina.
Nope. Let's see if we can get somebody to guess it. I feel like we're
Kentucky.
minutes away.
Kentucky.
Nope. Let's see if
Utah.
we can get nope, not Kentucky. Utah. How'd you jump over to the West Coast?
I don't know. I'm just naming all the states. Eventually we'll narrow it down.
Right. Mike McCorder says Walnut Grove with Ma and Pa Ingalls. Kim Garmer, you're very close. Abigail Burbridge, you've got the right answer.
East Virginia.
It is Virginia.
Nope, she didn't get it right. It's
No. Virginia is the correct answer.
Virginia.
That's the map that I was taught on too. So Virginia is the answer.
Virginia.
Are you surprised it's not Nashville? Jay Stevens says, "Is this all the states I've met?" Oh my god.
Yeah, well, that
probably so.
Most likely, yeah.
Probably
that could be
so.
a question.
Oh, did I miss that?
What?
Oh, yep, I sure did. Sorry, Abigail.
Oh.
Brian did say that first.
Oh
God, I done messed it up. That's all right. That's all
we
right.
probably have a couple coffee things.
Well, we got we might. So here you go. I'll let me see what else I got. More on this next week. So Brian, you'll get some Back in Black. Abigail, I'm gonna look for something and send you something too, because I don't like how that went down. You know what I'm saying? I totally missed it. My fault. Virginie who? Virginie. All right, Brian, here's your coffee. Here you go. Now you got it. Hope you got that mail just then. So I wanted to also let's go ahead. Josh, you can share this full screen thingy.
Okay.
Oh, let me get this comments off.
That?
Yeah, so there's there's kind of our United States reach, if you will. For anybody else that does a podcast, my numbers may not be big, but they're great. I love it. I love being able to see all these different places where people are hearing us. So we are not limited to right here in Missouri. We've got people all over the place. All three of them. Look at there. Twos. Oh, Hawaii. We had a Hawaii.
We did.
And I'm pretty sure. Oh, see, so we got 163 that are unknown. That must be like Washington or no, Georgia, I guess, is the unknown state now.
Are those people that are using VPNs or something like that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Probably?
Yep, I believe so. Internationally, what do we look like? Let's see here. World. Oh, wow. Okay, so a lot in Germany, Brazil, Canada.
It's always unsettling when Germany likes you.
I disagree. I'm okay with that. Germany is a beautiful country. They just have a really sketchy past.
Yes, they really do. Beautiful country set on world domination.
Right, exactly. So Brazil, Canada, United Kingdom, France, Australia, Italy, Mexico, Japan, Philippines, Netherlands, India, United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Switzerland, South Africa, Denmark, Spain, all over the place, y'all. This is good stuff, man. Look at this. Awesome. We're everywhere. We everywhere.
Anything in Guatemala?
We're gonna go with yes.
Doesn't look like that.
No, we're gonna go with yes. I don't know. There we go. We got a big footprint in Canada. Ain't nothing happening. No. Well, yeah, we've got half of Australia. Well, almost half. Good enough. You know, cool.
Well, good day, mates.
Good day, mates. Let's carry on, shall we?
Sure.
Mark says those votes are still being counted. Oh yeah, gotta love it, man. Gotta have a little fun. So Joshua.
Yeah.
I love how on the ball you are. I'm gonna switch over to the YouTube side of things.
Are you?
Yeah. So because we do have a YouTube channel.
We do.
And I'm going to switch over there. By the way, we've got 77 subscribers. How cool would it be if we reached 100? Just saying. So I want to go to the studio, I believe.
Okay.
And I want to see if we can find some analytics on there. There we go. Analytics.
You want to put this on full screen?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Put this on that setting. Is that right? Wow.
Is it?
You don't say.
I don't know. I mean, we
so
know nothing
somehow
out here.
this is really interesting.
Well, share with us because we're like, it's not interesting to us.
I mean, you're not wrong. I get that.
We're sitting here looking at you, and you're a nice guy, but you're not that interesting.
True. Here's what I was going to ask is what do you think is the most watched episode on YouTube? But it's kind of hard to track because we have this one sudden huge spike of viewership where we were floating around like our high was about 100 or so. Our average is, anywhere between 5 to 20. And we have this
That's
one
mostly me rewatching the shows.
Oh, gotcha. We had this one spike of 342 people. And I'm trying to see what was going on that date. So, okay, got the date, and let me scroll up here and see what show this would have been. This would have been this show right here, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, September. Oh, well, wouldn't you know? I believe that's right. Yeah.
Was it the British invasion one?
No.
Did you get a lot of traffic from England.
No, I actually thought it was your episode.
Yeah.
But it's the episode before that, which was our live photography episode with Marty Jones and Brenda Fulbright that jumped up in October 12th of 2020. So yeah, you can go ahead and there we go. There you can see, I mean, it's just random. It's like one big spike. But what I wanted to ask our audience for, that's some Inception stuff. What I wanted to ask for a second round of coffee. And I'm going to flip back over to Facebook because I want to see on Facebook, what our highest watched show on Facebook has been so far. So go ahead and chime in with your answers there, and we'll see if anybody gets that one right. And if you haven't seen all the episodes, shame on you. But you should go back and watch them because there's some good stuff in there. Okay, so let me jump down here to Insights on Facebook.
Backstreet Boys episode?
That is actually, I should have checked that. That is our most downloaded audio only episode, is the Backstreet Boys episode. Who knew? Okay, so I want to go to this setting right here, and there we go. Gotta wait on this thing to
I think
load.
Christy's right.
You think so? What's your guess?
Women of Rock.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm thinking Scream Queens.
Right. I mean, that was that same
Was that-
episode. Yeah. I want to go.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. This is my Bill Clinton impersonation. I want to go from there to.
I met Bill Clinton.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
He is from your neck of the woods, isn't he?
He sure is. My in-laws know him real well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's see here.
We never really had a grunge episode, Elkie.
All right. Let's go over here to the comments. Elkie says the Russians did it. Backstreet Boys episode. Yes, that's again the most downloaded audio episode. Need to watch that one. Yeah, it was a good time. Elkie says Ellen DeGeneres. No. Christy Pressler, Women of Rock. You are correct. That was the most watched video on Facebook. Just out of curiosity, I wonder if anybody can get the next one. Grunge? No, that's third. Our first
And we
grunge
never really
episode.
had a grunge episode.
Tara says, "Screaming bitches." Yep, that's that one. Kim Garber says episode 3 with Gene. Nope, but that one is up there. That one is pretty popular. Elkie says Jody. Yep. Nope. Close. Christy says you can donate coffee to someone else since I already have one. There you go. So we'll continue on with who can guess what our second highest viewed episode was. I don't think Josh even knows this one.
I know it wasn't me.
Kim says TV theme song one. No, but that one was good.
That was me and Jody.
Yep. Christy Pressler with a great guess. Tony versus Mary J. Blige. No, but on YouTube, I have taken and taken that episode and split it in two. So you've got the Tournament of Champions, and then like the episode of like the interviews and the we played one game, I think, and so I separated those two. But the Tournament of Champions itself is the most it's got the most watch time, or the whatever you want to call it. It's like our biggest YouTube video, if you will, aside from being a full episode. So that's why that didn't count. Just saying. But yeah, here we go. Holly says yours, Drew, and Johnny. That is absolutely correct. Pop from 1990 is our second highest viewed video on Facebook. So Holly, coming at you with a little what do we got here? Living After Midnight. The amped. What is Josh?
Living After Midnight.
Tell us
Let
a
me
little
read
bit about
that.
Living After Midnight.
I can find it in my cards.
It is a Judas Priest
Living
song.
After Midnight is an amped, medium, dark roast. It's got honey flavor, rich herb, and tobacco finish. So if you like tobacco,
You barely taste it, but it's really good.
goes great with cigarettes.
Elkie says, Mike McWhorter says, episode 23
They
with
look
Miss
so much
Olsen.
alike, don't they?
I can't even.
One glass of wine. One glass of wine, and
Holly
you,
says, Rico and Tiffany. No, but that was a great episode
it
too.
was.
So
are you ever going to
Oh,
say
she
no?
said-
That episode sucked. You say they're great episodes after every one of them.
it's like having kids, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a great
I can't.
episode.
Now I will be honest with this. Like there has been episodes where at the end of the episode I'm like, my God, that was great. And then there's been others I'm like, we got through that.
Yeah, we learned from
we did
that
a
one.
thing.
We learned.
Right,
We
yeah.
know better next
Yep,
time.
Yep. Some of it is a mixture of technical stuff. Some of it is a mixture of just chemistry with
Wine
making
too
sure
close to the
everybody.
guests.
What's that?
Wine too close to the guests.
There's that. Yep. It's been a fun
Not that wasn't a
adventure.
good episode.
Oh no, absolutely. No, it was a great one.
It comes derailed a little bit if you
Yeah.
have.
Highly entertaining. But yeah, so it's been fun. And here's the thing: I'm wanting to do something special for our 1 year anniversary, which happens to be
Is it
the end of May.
23rd?
May 24th is our
24th.
But so yeah, the 23rd is the episode that it'll be. May 23rd.
My birthday's on the 13th. We could do a combination birthday.
There you go. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something special.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was wanting to say. If you notice, with one exception, we have not had guests back on at all. We've had for almost a year now. So you think about that. That's almost 100 different people in 1 year that we've had on the show, which is freaking amazing. Like, and we still have, there's still people like,
You've
hey,
been doing
when am
this
I going to be on the show?
almost, a full year. So
Mhm.
that's like
52 weeks in a year.
52,
Now, there's
yeah.
been a few episodes that, like Talkin Shop, like
so
what we're
roughly
doing.
49 maybe
Yeah.
episodes
Yeah.
or 48 episodes
Yeah.
that you've done. So roughly 90 something guests.
Right. I mean, that's not bad. And we're still trucking along. Like I said, there was one exception, and I tried not to do that, but it's the way the cookie crumbled. And yeah, exactly. There you go. Chet
Yeah.
Smith said Dan Fritz is the exception. You got it. Because I know he's a huge U2 fan. So, I would have been he would have got me had I not had him on. And don't you let him tell you any different. He's a huge U2 fan. You don't believe me? Ask me what his son's name is.
Axel.
He wishes. All right. So Elkie says, amazing. All right. Yeah, Holly, you just left Classic Rock Coffee. I saw that. And you didn't even come up and say hi.
Yeah, you could have come into the studio.
Man, I'll tell you what. Yeah. We just
We wouldn't have kicked it
whenever 5 o'clock hit, then security would have came and just drug you by your elbows. I'm kidding.
Just tell them you're with the band.
There you
Just
go.
stay around.
Yep. Elkie says 100 guests. Rock your coffee. Oops. All right.
Ooh, we might have to have 100 guest episode.
Oh, we need it with confetti. Like, have you seen like you're the millionth customer at our grocery store and like all the
Yeah.
confetti happens and the balloons drop? I'm going to put you on that duty.
Okay. Duty.
He said
Duty.
duty. He said duty.
I'll just get Jay Stevens to come with his glitter
and
and have him
dude,
stand at the door.
I have washed my hair no less than 3 times since then, and I feel like I am still finding glitter.
I was.
It
a
may be
little
gray hair, but
he didn't glitter me, and I was a little upset at the time. But from what I've heard, I'm probably blessed that he didn't glitter me.
right. Yeah. You felt kind of left out, but now
A
you're
little bit,
okay
it's
with
like,
it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I've got a professional job during the week. I probably wouldn't look good going in all
Right.
glittered.
Kim Garmery says, a reason to buy a confetti cannon. She actually messaged me today and was like, hey, look at this. And it was like a 4th of July confetti cannon. They've already got 4th of July stuff out at the stores, folks. People are ready for summer. So she messaged me and Kim says, man, give me a reason not to buy this. I'm like, I've got nothing. And now we just gave her a reason to. So there you go. Brian says, confetti and glitter. Holly says, I might still be butt rocking. Boy, that could go way off script. All right. Let's see here. I've got some other stuff planned, I think. So let's one more time go to commercial. We'll be back in just a minute. Stick around. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Let's do this, and that.
Hey, Springfield, Robert and Cheryl Crook here.
And together we are Zenland's Photo Media.
You've probably seen us around town, but did you know we also do family and children photography,
Don't forget maternity and infant sessions.
as well as senior portraits and weddings?
Please keep us in mind when you need event coverage and videography.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at www.zenlandsphotomedia.com.
Or you can give us a call at 417-818-7067 and book your session today.
Do you consider yourself a dreamer? Do you enjoy up close and personal deep dive interviews? Check out the Unsung Dreamers podcast, the musical journeys of the not so rich and famous. Join hosts Dan and Tara Fritz every Friday at 8 a.m. on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever podcasts are available. Or if you're looking for something more interactive, maybe you like to live life a little on the wild side, or maybe you're a screamer like Jared. Check out the Unsung Screamers live on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday evening at 7. Tune in to get your weekly dose of stories, tirades, and blah, blah, blah.
All right, we are back indeed. I'm going to go to this one so I can see what the heck we've got next. I feel like I had something else planned, but trying to remember what that might be. It feels weird, if I'm being honest. We did a live show last week. We did, whoops, I totally hit the wrong button on that. We did a live show last week. The week before was Easter. And so Classic Rock Coffee was closed. I didn't bother trying to get into the studio. I went live for like 20 minutes from my iPhone in my spare room, or in my office, or whatever you want to call it, in my apartment. But I was foolish, and like right behind me on that video was the air duct vent, the air conditioning vent. And so is all you heard over top of me talking. So swing and a miss. Basically, that's exactly what you got. So there you go. So that was a swing and a miss. We had what did we do the week before that, Josh?
What'd we do the week before that?
Was that our Reba episode?
It was the Reba episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
classic album Clash. with
Where we
John
had
Bowles
Yep.
and
I love watching him
sweat. She's a singer girl.
You're not wrong.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Her name's
Chelsea James.
Chelsea James. Yes, I know she wanted to be a meteorologist.
How fun was that?
Weather girl.
Like whenever we said, "Hey, we've got a green screen, we can make that happen," she's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was really cool to be able to do that for her. Let's go to the drawing board. Guys, what do you want to talk about? Let me ask you this. This is what I want to talk about, okay? 2 things. Who has not been on the show that you would like to see on the show? That's my first question. My second question is, what episodes would you like to see? Would you like us to revisit something that we've done? Is there something that we're missing that you would like to cover? Go ahead and put down in the comments now what you would want us to do, because we've got another solid month, almost exactly, before we're able to start, before I feel okay with starting to cycle some people back in. There are still people that I've talked to that want to be on the show. It's just sometimes a matter of putting this person with this show and making sure it's a match, that kind of thing. I almost feel like a
Chuck Woolery?
yeah
Connection?
yeah exactly. I feel like I'm constantly trying to make sure this person's going to go with that person, not just for chemistry but just for knowledge of the show. Nothing, well, I'll be honest, nothing's funnier than having somebody on the show and they're like, yeah, B's the answer. I don't know any of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining, but it's there's qualified folks. Elkie says she sent a screenshot of the weather lady. Yep, indeed. Elkie says blues. Kim says blues. Well, there you go. A lot of love for some blues. Yeah. Christy Pressler says need a Britney versus Christina album clash. I like that. We could definitely make that happen. She also says Lisa with Broadway episode. Okay. A lot of good stuff there. Don't everybody talk at once.
Did Lisa mention that one? Was that Lisa's suggestion?
No, that was Christy Pressler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll say
we're
this.
working on some Broadway stuff.
We're working on some Broadway stuff. Joshua is really working on some Broadway stuff.
Well, I mean, guests wise, it's not like I'm sitting at home singing show tunes all day long.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I do, but that doesn't have anything to do with the show.
Blue skies are gonna clear up.
That's personal time for Joshua.
I don't know. That's all I got.
When I have a brand new hairdo, my eyelashes all in curls. I float on. I enjoy being a girl.
Abigail Burbridge says, I also want a Broadway episode, maybe a separate one for movie musicals. I like the way you think. Yeah. Christy says Christian music episode. Yep. Josh
We're
is
working on that one.
Josh is gonna head the ship on that one.
Yeah, we might have to have a third a guest that's been here a third time because, as you know, there's someone in the community
Who'd he ever beat?
He was in a well-known Christian rock band that was on MTV.
I think there's another one that maybe wasn't on MTV that you know of, and you might have a way to get that person on the show. Just saying.
Another one who wasn't on? Are you talking? I'm sorry. Who are you talking about? Oh,
yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Just saying. Kim Garmer says, "Sing it, Josh."
Yeah.
Sing in the rain. Oh, go hit it.
I enjoy being a girl.
He does.
I do. There's nothing like a name.
Here we go. Mark says Donnie Ray and Nathan Melton. I don't know who Nathan Melton is. Mark, tell me more. Tell me more.
Donnie Ray Stevens. That would be a good one.
That would be. I would be really good.
Yeah.
Brian says
his should be rock fashion.
There you go.
Because he always is dressed to the nines.
He is, man. He's always ready to be on stage. I appreciate that about him. Brian says, I heard Joshua saying show tunes all the time. Exactly.
I do.
Exactly.
From
Christy
a young
says,
boy, I was on stage.
Not sure about guests. That's all right. Show ideas help a lot. Here we go. Deb Shelton says, Jimmy Ray from the Hillbenders, do a bluegrass segment. Bluegrass is definitely one that needs to be covered. There's some good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Mike McCorder says, let's raise some hackles and have the cover band versus original band debate one of these nights. Always seems to be some tension there. Ooh, that's exactly. I'll be honest with you, Mike. I don't know if I've talked about this much. That's the genesis of this show. Okay, so I've been in plenty of cover bands. I'm in an original band and have been in original bands for a long time. And there's these two circles of people that just sometimes don't cross. And it's really weird. Springfield is not that big that we can't know all these people. But for whatever reason, some of those circles just don't mix. They don't intermingle, which is why sometimes I have some guests on. And sometimes I've even had some of you guys be like, who is this person? I'm like, that's my point. You don't know them, but you should. And so that's what I'm really trying to do whenever I match guests up is create new connections. And we saw recently, one of my favorite connections that we've made recently was with DJP and I just went blank. Steven Sandin,
Yeah.
Savvy J.
That'd be Jay.
And what a great connection that was. I really, really hope that they get together and collaborate on some kind of project because really good talent with both of those guys. So good stuff.
Well, and to be honest, with a cover band versus the original has more to do, I think, about age than it does with
also
ability,
style.
because even original band cover band members were in an original band originally.
That's probably true.
Once you hit like about 35, you realize, hey, if I want to stay in music, I'm going to have to start doing covers.
That's probably true.
Because industry isn't going to look at you past that.
Right. That's probably true. But at the same time, like in my band, Death May Die, like we're still together. We've been together I've been with him for 10, 12 years, whatever it's been. I don't know. We have no ideas of grandeur and we're gonna get signed and we're gonna make it big. Like we do it because we enjoy it and we love it.
Right.
And it's a creative outlet for us. But not everybody is like that. Not some people are like really chasing that dream and stuff. And sometimes you get to that wall and you have to make that choice. Like you're saying, like, do I keep going or do I just, I just want to play for fun now.
Right.
So.
Right. And even if you're wanting to be a working original band, a working one, I mean, playing more than once every 3 months.
Right.
You're going to have to be a cover band in some sense. That's the way it was with Paralandra. When I was a Paralandra, we'd have to do 4 hours a night. We didn't have 4 hours worth of original material.
Right.
So when you would play the casinos, 3/4 of your act was covers.
True.
So even original bands are in a sense cover bands if they're going to be be working.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. I just said it. I've experienced
I know I'm not wrong.
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Whoa. Okay. Gotcha. Nathan Bryce is Nathan Melton. Okay. Gotcha. I'd never realized that. He's been on the show. He was on our second ever episode, actually. So he's going to be on the short list of people that start coming back for their second round. I'm going to try and do some of those people that were on early on the show, especially if for nothing else, to show them the growth of the show and like how much better production has got with Joshua. Just kind of the idea of the show and what we're doing has progressed a lot since some of those early episodes. Actually, here's a funny story. Josh, when was that we were going to do? We were going to play we were going to do an episode where we just replayed the first episode of the show. I don't remember what episode that was supposed to be for, but
wasn't that a Talking Shop episode?
I think that's what we ended up doing. But point being is we watched some of that back and I was like, Josh and I both were like, God, we can't air that. That's awful. And I had put the show together because if you remember the very first episode, we got flagged. And so it was like 2 separate episodes. I actually put those back together and was going to upload that to Patreon. And I was like, I can't really do that to our patrons. Like, it's not worth that. And I was like, I'll do it on the show, little clips or whatever for free. And I was like, there's nothing salvageable from this. This is like the very beginning. That's a germ of an idea of what the show was going to be. And
it was a germ.
It was very germy. So needless to say, if you missed out, you missed out. You probably won't ever get to see the first episode again. But I'm so tickled with how the show's come together over this first year. So we're almost at that 1 year mark. I'm excited for that. Deborah says Jimmy Ray from Hillbent. Oh, got that one. Sorry. Yeah, Mark. Aaron Roten, great guitar player. My gosh.
Virtuoso.
Yeah. DMD, Death May Die. My band has played many shows with Super String Theory, and he's like one of those people that when you watch, you're just like this the whole time. So yeah, I would love to talk to him. He's a super, super nice guy too. Always been very salt of the earth to all of us in the band. So I dig him. Christy says,
him.
Oh, what's that?
You dig him?
I do dig him. Christy says Foo Fighters versus Chili Peppers episode. Ooh, I'm writing that one down.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who's already going to win that one. That's Foo all the way, man. Is it really even the question?
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Then that's we're going to do this episode.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
You don't know, huh?
I don't know. I mean, we can do it, but I know what's going to be the outcome.
Well, I know what kind of guests I need to book for the show then to make my way happen.
Okay.
Elkie said, okay, gotcha. Jules is here. She says, hey, I'm here finally, and I'm catching up. Well, thanks for joining us, Jules. Kim says bands versus solo artists, like when Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel left Genesis and that sort of thing. Very interesting. I'm ashamed to say this, but for some reason, David Lee Roth just popped in my head as I was reading that comment, and I'm like, oh, the worst of the worst. Tara says, go, Mike. There you go. See, she's wanting some of that. Uh-oh, where'd it go? I lost Chet Smith's. I can't even talk. Chet Smith's comment. There we go. Mike for the win. He's a fan of the covers versus originals. Jewel says, hey there, girl. Tara Lynn Fritz. Savvy J, that's correct. Jewel says the Barracuda blend was for sure the win-win. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Jules. That's actually one of my favorites as well. Mark says Nathan has a band that is a Stevie Ray Vaughan band, Nathan Bryce and the Loaded Dice. They used to be called
the Lefty Brothers? No.
Trouble?
Double Trouble?
Double Trouble, I think.
No,
yeah.
I think wasn't Double Trouble the Jimmy Ray Vaughan's band?
I don't know, but I think Nathan was called something like that,
Vaughan?
and then he just changed it to the Stevie Ray Vaughan Experiences. I think that's accurate. We'll have to get him back on the show and find.
You guys probably know
scoop.
out there in podcast land,
right? Deborah says Spence Wittenborn for a punk episode. There you go. I don't mind doing a punk episode, and actually, I don't know who Spencer Wittenborn is, but I know another person that's into punk that we have not had on the show yet. That I know a lot of you guys probably don't know that needs to be on the show. So I'm going to write that name down as well. Punk episode is Spencer Wittenborn. Okay. Appreciate that. Mike says, I don't so much mean talk about it now, but bring on those two factions that you mentioned that don't cross paths and have them cross paths. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Will do. Mike says the music scene isn't that big, so if people are split into factions, growth will be hard. And it is.
Yeah, we agree.
It is. It has been hard. And that's why, like, when I see it's those little victories to me too, Mike. Whenever we make those connections, and it's Josh can speak on this. It's literally you feel it in the room, like the people, the guests that we have are just like doing the exact same thing. Like, how did I not know about you? How did I not know about you? And I'm like, that's what I've been saying, man. Like, why are we so divided? And it's not division on purpose necessarily. I don't think. I hope not. But if it is, screw that too. We're gonna cut through it. So,
and you know what? During these times of COVID, not to sound too historical, but I've seen the music community support itself an awful lot.
Yeah,
and I think it's just because when people started having gigs, everybody in the music community wanted to support that. So
it's true.
Yeah, you would go to the gigs, and like 90% of the audience were other musicians who were happy that those musicians on stage were playing.
Oh yeah, big time. I see what you're saying. Yeah, musicians were supporting other musicians a lot. Actually, the most. I'll go out on a limb and say the most during COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for that. That shows me that there's hope to bring this ye old community together once again. And that's the thing too. So I moved to Springfield. That's what I wanted to talk about. I moved to Springfield in 2003, and I didn't get into the music scene until 2006, 7, somewhere in there. And I kind of happened to, what I feel, almost luck into it. But looking back, I can see how it can be really hard for somebody to break into the music scene. And so, because there's people that I've talked to that are still, to me, fairly new in the music scene, that are still kind of talking to me about like, man, this is really tough. And like, I'm having a hard time with this, this, and that. And it shouldn't be that way. We should be very open to accepting new people, especially younger people, people with new energy, new ideas. And we need to not be so, crotchety about it and say, this is the way it's always been. In fact, recently, myself, Daniel Fritz, Tara Fritz, and Tom Hembry had a conversation about show structure. Why does everybody play 3 sets and take 2 breaks and da-da-da-da-da? Like, why is there nobody trying something different with that even? Or show times? Or why does everybody play from 9 to 1? Like, why is it so formulaic? Somebody jump outside of the box and try that for a while. I bet you something would work. There's somebody else in this thread that has been talking about a group of people coming together and kind of formulating a avenue for these people to try this kind of stuff on. So I don't really want to say too much about that yet, but there's a lot of people that care and that have ideas that can make things happen, and I hope that it's successful. We'll see how it goes. Myself being one of those people, and that's the thing too. I was thinking about this today too. A lot of people before I did the show didn't really necessarily know me either, and that's not because it's not because I'm a nobody. I'm not a nobody, and I'm not a somebody. I'm a somewhere in between body, and and it's like, again, I'm in that unique position where I've been in cover bands and original bands and see those things that don't mix. And it's like at some point, somebody just has to stand up and say, what is going on? Why is this way? And I've been willing to be that person to kind of shake the bars on the cage and say, why? So yeah, more on that as we go. Jules says, having problems with sound. I do apologize. Well, I hope it's not us. I hope it's you, not us. Christy says, great drummers episode would be fun too. I've actually thought a lot about that. Doing like a drummers episode, like even a month, drummer month or guitar month or that kind of thing. I'm so terrified of things not being fresh enough, like I don't want to be like, oh, here's another drum episode. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be really entertaining because we have that many talented drummers that could totally fill up a month. I just want to make sure it's something that you guys want as well. It's not all about me. I've said that the whole time. Mark says, and good artists as well. Yeah, that's definitely important. I totally went too far. Barb says promoters. Yeah, Barb from Amp Entertainment says promoters. There's a lot of stuff about that too. And I would like to have some promoters in on the talks with what we're talking about trying anyway. Trying to get some fresh ideas and some fresh ways of doing things to see if anything changes. Tara says, foo, easy win.
I agree.
There you go.
Smart woman.
Christy says, Josh, Foo wants open for Chili Peppers on a tour. So there's some amazing Peppers archives. I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both.
No, Foo. I mean, I'm not saying there's not talent in the band. I'm just saying, take me to the place I love. It's annoying.
You ready for this, guys? You ready
their
for this?
lead singer is annoying.
You ready for this, guys? How many hits did Red Hot Chili Peppers have, Josh?
Not a lot.
How many hits have you had, Josh?
Every time people use success as a reference, you know who else was very successful?
Who's that?
Hitler.
Oh, God.
Doesn't make it right. Just because something's successful
Holy
does
cow.
not justify.
Testify. That's what it was called. Deborah Klein says the Stevie Ray Vaughan with Nathan Bryce was called Testify. That's right. Thank you, Deb. Sorry, but you make a good point.
I do make a good point.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Deborah says Spencer and his wife Heather Wittenborn put on Bash in the Grass Festival. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Out at Jack Mountain. Good stuff. Christy says Incubus and or Rage Against the Machine episode would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe. Did they both have enough hits though? I gotta be honest. I don't think so. They both had great hits. They both had a handful of hits that I enjoyed.
Yeah,
but did they have enough to do 16 songs a piece?
Yeah, but does Chili Peppers have a lot of hits?
Yeah, they really do.
Really?
Yeah, they really do. Really.
I mean, after you do Give It Away Now and Under the Bridge,
The Zephyr song, Roller Coaster of Love.
That's not theirs.
It
That's
doesn't
that's
matter.
a cover.
It doesn't matter.
That's a cover.
It doesn't matter.
It's a cover. It's a cover.
They've had several. All right, they've had several. Now I lost my Incubus versus Rage Against the Machine. Okay. All right. Christy Pressler also says, I went too far yet again. Doggone it. More inclusiveness is always appreciated. Well, I love that. I'm glad that you guys appreciate that. Kim says, good thing you're not a somebody that brings creepy stalker types out. True.
Hey, he can have a stalker without being somebody.
I see what you did there. Moving right along. Exactly, Tara. It's not all about the hits. You're right, but at the same time, we got people to please, man. We don't want to sit up here and bore people to death.
Right,
I mean, like what we're doing now.
And how are you going to judge an album if you don't even know the song?
Well, and that's the thing too.
That's the first time I heard this song.
That's the thing, and that's what's made Classic Album Clash pretty tricky too.
Yeah.
Is making sure that there's at least 80% hits on an album,
right?
To make some somewhat compelling content. Otherwise, we're talking about B sides and C sides, if that's even a thing. And it's like, well, that's not even entertaining. So
right, because but it could come up with a fresh idea. Because when we were doing the Reba, I wasn't tainted by my knowledge of her catalog.
Right.
So
yeah, true.
So
what did you tainted by the what did you call that?
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Yeah. I was not encumbered by the nostalgia. So,
and that was refreshing for sure. So that's not a bad idea either. You're right.
Okay.
Testify, brother. There you go, Mark. Monty Lortz and Seth Keen for the promoters. Yeah, there's a handful of really good promoters that need to be involved in this here talk and on maybe an episode. I think that'd be great.
Venue people,
venue owners, for sure.
Because was it something that we had that had been discussed before about band etiquette and how they just are clueless with what they need to be doing for these.
We talked about that whenever
on one of the talking shops.
Actually, yes, and we also talked about that on the first grunge episode when we had Amy Overbeck from Just One More on the show. And we talked a lot about that, about how it's about building relationships with the venue owners, about not thinking just about yourself and your band, but the big picture, for the bar, for the scene, for the band's future, that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of meat on that bone that we need to probably go back and really, dig up slowly and with a fine tooth comb. Real quick, I want to write this down before I forget. Brian says System of a Down episode. Yeah, I actually here before we get to the 1 year mark, I would really like to get a new metal episode in. That's a genre we have yet to touch. And I say new metal, it might be like metal from the 2000s or whatever as a general thing. But we need. I would like to represent like Korn and Linkin Park, and I mean there's a ton. Limp Bizkit. There's a lot, but they deserve to be talked about. So
not in a good way though.
Well, I'll just shut. Not on this subject. There's other episodes that have been mentioned tonight that I'm like, but you're not wrong. They need to be done. It's just not my cup of tea. But it's again not about me. So, yeah. Mark said, "How about bar owners as a guest?" Yes. Andrew Fritz says, "I miss when bands would play. Several area bands would show up and support and turn it into a talent showcase." I agree. That's very true. One thing that I don't miss is Battle of the Bands. Because I feel like that is something that Springfield in general, whether it's Battle of the Bands, whether it's a singing contest or whatever, there's a lot of BS that goes around with that. A lot of I'll just call a spade a spade. I don't know if it's trading money or other things or whatever, but they just don't seem fair. It's to a certain extent, I get that it should be a popularity contest, but really it should be about the best band, whether you've got 4 followers or 400. And that's what it's all about. And I feel like in those situations, there's a lot of suppression that happens, which puts a ceiling on growth for up and coming bands, which I think is total crap. So I just realized that was a soapbox. Sorry.
The scene that we have here, if you're going to be original, you'll be downtown playing.
Right. And that's the thing. And I've talked about that.
And I mean, the downtown scene is cool, but they're shuffle the people who really, really patronize music are the ones who are like at Shuffle or the Riff and stuff like that. They're never going to be exposed to these newer bands that may be great.
I would have to hear more about specifically like some examples or something, because while you're right, I think there's also a sliver of kind of you're wrong too, because there's people that are very loyal to the downtown scene that you would never see them at Shuffle or at the Riff. But anytime there's a band, like I know people right now that go there every week and they don't care who's playing. They just go there to support in general that scene. And I think there's some of that too, like at the Riff or at Shuffle, that, hey, that's my bar. Just one more. Hey, that's my bar. I'm just going to go, and whoever's playing, cool. I just wish that we could break out of, and I've talked about this before, how Springfield is like, so you could literally put it on a map. Like here's your cover band scene, here's your metal scene, here's your singer songwriter scene, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, why does it not mix as much? Right? Why can I go to a map and tell you exactly kind of the demographic for that?
Well, because the downtown bars, they can have 3 bands playing in a night, and what I'm saying,
any bar can.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. But Shuffle and the Riff, they want a 1 band for full 4 hours.
I'm not sure about that.
No,
I'm not sure about that. There has been instances where that's not the case.
Right.
But I will agree that most of the times that's correct. That's kind of the formula.
Mhm. Well, I've been playing here for 20 years almost, and to play any place big, you're normally a cover band and you're expected to play 4 hours.
True. Which again is like back to my why. Why is there such a formula? You know,
right.
Do people really need 4 hours of entertainment? I mean, we usually do about 2, sometimes 3, but I try to keep it around 2 to 2.5 hours of entertainment here on the show. And it's like, do people really need that? Like, are they going to go, if you go to the movies and you watch a 4-hour movie, you're going to be complaining about how long it is.
Right.
Why do we stretch out that with live bands? Make them want more. Again, there's so much to talk about on this, and it does need to be discussed. But again, it goes back to, why do we do it? Well, because that's the way it's always been. Well, but why? So anyway, yeah, a lot of meat on that bone for sure. We'll have to do an episode where we bring more people in and get some good discussion about this,
right?
Because it deserves to be talked about. Mike says, how about a show? Have I already read that? Oh, how about a show about bands that hardly have any original members left? At what point they should be a band name to rest? Put a band name to rest. I agree. So I 2 or 3 years, 4. No, I guess it's been longer than that. 4 or 5 years ago, I went down to Downstream with myself and my guitar player and stuff, and we went down to watch Foreigner. Okay. Now I know that Kelly Hansen is the new singer. Lou Graham is not with them anymore. I'm okay with that. It is what it is. But I was like, well, at least I'll get to see Mick Jones. That'll be great. Literally not a single original member in Foreigner at Downstream that time. And I was like, wow. I'm like you, Mike. Like, why even call it that?
Because someone has a right to it.
Well, and that's the thing. So, I mean, you got it. Here's the thing. It's a business, man. It's when you get up to that level, even if you're not into that level, if you're at a local level, your band is a business. It is all as big or as small as you make it to be. This show is a business. It's all in how big or small you want to make it. When you make it that big, you're going to utilize the crap out of it for as long as you can. It's my thought.
Little side note, you know the band The Zombies, they had hit back in the 60s.
Yep.
So they were never really a band. There was a band that recorded it, but they, from what I understand, they never really toured.
Gotcha.
The record label put together several different bands that would tour regionally under the name The Zombies. So depending on where you were at the States, you would see the Zombies and they would play the Zombies hits. But if you were in Texas, you would see this version of the Zombies.
I know I keep going to this.
Yeah.
But this sounds so much like wrestling back in that same time.
Yeah.
Where if you're from Carolina, you're going to see Ric Flair. If you're from New York, you're going to see Hulk Hogan, that kind of thing. But here's what's weird about that. I don't know that we could have that again because of the internet.
Yeah.
Because back then it was like you didn't know.
And you know who one of the regional bands ended up becoming?
Who's that?
ZZ Top.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
They were the Zombies.
Huh.
Yeah. And then they broke off to, I think, the 3 of them and became ZZ Top. But that's how they all met each other.
Interesting. I wonder if that's what one of the Z's stand for.
Maybe.
Huh. The more you know.
The more you know. Yeah. The things you find out on YouTube.
Christy says, yeah, Dan from Shuffle and the owner of Carrie's would be great guests. Yeah, and I know Dan very well, but I don't know the owner of Carrie's. But again, I'm fine with not knowing people and inviting them on. I've done that many times. I enjoyed that a lot, actually. It pushes me personally to get outside of my shell. So I love that.
And that would be an interesting thing because one's a smaller venue and one's a bigger venue.
Right.
It'd be nice to see if there is commonality in the issues,
or if they can trade ideas on. Yeah, it's very true. Mark says if you could get rigs, that would be awesome. Yeah. I actually think I might have a connection to be able to make that happen, possibly. So we'll see. Tara says Battle of the Bands are awful. I agree. On paper, they're a great concept. In execution here in Springfield, they suck a big one. Just saying. Mike McCorder says, hey, my old band won a Battle of the Bands in '89. Damn it, we deserve the win. Actually, I didn't think we did, but oh well. Here's the thing. If you're in a Battle of the Bands, you probably deserve to win because at least you've got the guts to get up there and put yourself out there. A lot of bands and a lot of people would never put themselves out there. Whether it's self-defeat, whether it's knowing, hey, it's a rigged system or whatever. So kudos to anybody that just gets up there and does it.
Something in the music industry is
I'm-
rigged.
right.
That's shocking.
I'm gonna hide behind this comment here and read it. FYI, coming from just a supporter, non-musician, we go to your showcase to show because we want to get away from our personal work life. You musicians are truly making an imprint in and on our lives, and we will come support you no matter what covers or originals you do, as long as you aren't a turd sandwich and let your ego get in the way. Exactly. That's very true. And that's the thing.
Unless that being the turd sandwich is the like shtick, like,
Or if
still
that's the
being
band
third-
name.
Yeah,
Turd Sandwich.
the
That's a
turd
great band
burglars.
name. The Turd Burglars.
Turd
Oh,
burglar.
there you go. Kim says there are so many things that would factor into that: location, vibe of the venue, clientele at the particular venue. The places I hit in my 20s are not places I hit now. That's true too.
Mhm.
That's true. Palates and tastes change over the years. Tara says, I'm with you on this, Jared. 2 hours is plenty. I like to play straight through, no break. Exactly. I did try that once in Sunset Strip, and I've never been yelled at so much in my life on stage between my bandmates, all out of love, but they're like, God dang it, never again. I'm like, I mean, I thought it was great. It held through. I mean, people were dancing the whole time, having a great time. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
know, eventually, you have to pee.
That
Yeah.
was their thing. And I'm like, I get that too, but most of the time I don't get up and go pee during the show either. Like,
No, but
I just,
if you're not playing, you can always walk off the stage.
well, and that's the thing. You can formulate a show around that too. You could go, okay, well, we're gonna do a song with one guitar player and a singer and acoustic, and that gives your bass player and drummer a chance to go to the bathroom. And yeah, I mean, there's ways around it, man. You just got, and it's pushing people to be creative. Elke says she was there at the Downstream Foreigner 40 years. Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Seth Keen right here. Let's have all bands, genres, and space out how often they're playing. Let me reread this. Let's have all the bands, genres, and space how often they're playing in their hometown. Yes. Oh, Seth, trust me. If you're playing in your own city more than 3 or 4 times a year, people stop caring. I'll catch them the next time. Yes. Now I will go out on a limb and say, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. I will go out on a limb and say, Seth, I agree totally. People overplay the crap out of this town. A lot. If you're playing more than once a month, in my opinion, you're playing too much. And I agree with that, Seth. Now I get there's people that are like, well, this is how I make my living and this is my thing. I get that. Find another way, whether it's another band, if it's a separate project, if it's whatever, recreate something, do something different. But you got to make people want it. You're not going to want, are you going to want to go and see the same movie every 3 weeks, 2 weeks? Of course not. But yet people are still expecting, well, why aren't you coming and paying our cover and checking out our band and stuff? Like, because the record's on repeat. Just saying. Mike McCorder says, but again, you can make money. I get it. Yeah, I agree. Again, reformulate. Find a different way to do things. Clash of lead singer changes, Foreigner, Journey, Van Halen, etc. Yeah, that could definitely be done. Barb says, I just had a 3-band show at Shuffle. James Royce Duo, 45 minutes. Tri-County Hair Club for 2 hours. And Donnie Ray and the Noise for 2 hours. Started at 7, ended at 12:30. By the way, shout out to Tri-County Hair Club. Myself, Scott Henry, and Shane Jennings went out to check them out one night. Ran into the Betancourts, who were not crying, and the Whedons there at Carrie's, and checked them out. That was my first time seeing them, and my God, are they good. That was so entertaining.
Their drummer is amazing.
Their guitar player is amazing, too.
Chris Schlegel, he was in the first band I was here.
Really?
In Springfield.
I just recently, in 2020, became friends on Facebook with Chris, so I would like to get him on the show.
Amazing drummer.
Awesome.
Amazing drummer.
Here's a funny thing though about Tri-County Hair Club. The word "try" is in their name, TRI, but yet there's 4 people. That threw me for a loop. Probably because I was drinking. But I was like, "How's there 4 people and it's try?"
It's like 3 counties.
Yeah. How does this keep clicking? That
I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
you're
move
hitting
this.
something.
Yeah, I'm gonna move that over here. So anyway, point being, yes, like Barb says, there can be multiple band shows. It's just a different feel. There's change outs and stuff, and I get that that's harder on the sound guy or girl. And I get that, but it also does kind of freshen things up for the crowd that's there too.
Right.
And it gives them more value for their buck.
And yeah, again, and also there's the headache of how we going to split the door or who's getting paid what, and stuff like that.
That's true.
There is a headache. A lot of times it's just easier for one band to do the whole night get the whole door or get the whole pay for that night. So.
True, and that's true too. Yeah, there's a lot of factors that factor into that. Like, if you want to try something different, where do you start?
Right.
Based on that. Yeah, I get that too. Kim says, I'd be interested to know why some bands seem to only play certain venues. Is that bad on the band for not expanding their audience, or bad on the venue for not giving new acts a try? Great question, Kim. So let's break this down. Is it bad on the band for not expanding their audience? Possibly. I don't. Oh, this is hard. Because I'm not even going to worry about being politically correct. Screw it. Some venues don't necessarily have a built-in audience like what there used to be. That portion of people is very small, very minuscule compared to what it used to be. Like whenever earlier when Joshua and I were talking, and I said I know some people that will only go to that venue. Like I could name like 2 or 3 people. That's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, because I don't think and there are exceptions. I can think of a couple bars that really do a good job of trying to give variety and build their own in-house audience. A lot of places don't though. And I think that has to do with booking different kinds of acts and that kind of stuff too. The second part of your question is, or is it bad for the venue for not giving new acts a try? No, I think actually I'll give props that a lot of places will give a new band a try. It's just it has to be right for everybody. It has to be something that they're able to make money from, something that the band is happy with. There's a lot of connections that it goes back to the relationship thing, building those relationships. Some people will give somebody a chance and then they get there and they crap all over it, whether they're rude or disrespectful or they don't clean up after themselves, whatever. And the bar's like, yeah, I'm good. Never again. Like, we're good. And some people, I'll be honest, maybe don't know the connection to make to be able to get in this spot. Some people, reputation is a lot too. I don't want to play there. They got so-and-so, or they, XYZ, whatever reason. And that's kind of a weird thing too. I don't know that it necessarily hurts bands to be known as playing at this place, I guess, to me. Because I think in general, the people that I run into at live shows, they do kind of go in a circle of different places. It's not that their home base is one bar kind of thing. So I think honestly, Springfield does do that part good. So I don't think it's a bad thing that I don't think it's bar owners not allowing certain people to play. I don't think that at all. I think it's a lot on the bands that they don't know how to make those connections or what would be a good fit for them, or they have it in their head like that they're above a certain place or they're not big enough for a certain place, that kind of thing. Again, it goes back to communication in those relationships, like reaching out and saying, hey, I would like to play here. What do you need from us to be able to play here? Or what do we need to do? Or what do you consider a successful night for us to be able to have us back? That kind of stuff. Again, it's all communication. You just gotta know who to talk to first and foremost. And then from there, it's just having the discussion. What do you have any thoughts on that, Josh?
I don't know. I see it from the bar owners. They're not going to risk having bad nights.
Right.
Not very often.
Especially right now.
Yeah. I remember so when I first started playing in the mid 90s, 94, 96, everywhere, every live music venue did very well.
Right.
We're talking the Abyss, even downtown, like the Abyss, the Juke Joint,
right.
Outland. There was just a craving for live music, even among the college kids, which I'm seeing less and less of.
Agreed.
So the weekends, the college kids would hit the downtown bars and they would be packed. And so even in original bands, I would play at the Juke Joint and there'd be quite a few people there, or the Abyss, and it'd be shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
And this was music that they never heard. And they were wanting to listen to original music or just go to listen to music. And then as I got older, I moved into the more cover band scene. Hey, that's awesome. Hi. And I would, you're getting real close to me. I would play at places like Cartoons, and they always had, no matter whenever you played there, they always had a crowd.
Joshua Poole, come on down.
I'm sliding down.
I'm gonna slide it down right to the middle.
Yeah, so, and I don't know if that was, of course, Cartoons went through a lot of different management changes.
True.
In right around 2008-ish, just kind of changing hands, and I don't know if it was all of that played into that.
Right.
But you used to go to cartoons and you would have a good time. Whatever band was going to be there was going to be a good band. And then you started seeing them with these changes, bring in bands that
Weren't
may
up to snuff.
not up to snuff. So
Yeah.
I think they lost some of their,
Yep.
some of the quality, some of the consistency. And also, I mean, gas prices went above $2 around that time and people stopped going out. And I think you lost those people who were like 35, and when they started coming back, they were in their 40s and starting to go out less and less. And
Right.
They got out of the habit of going out in the
Well, I
evenings.
think there's this overall misconception too that bands are competing with other bands at different venues. Like, oh, I hope they come to my show, not theirs. My God, that irritates the crap out of me. You're not just competing with bands; it's entertainment. You're competing with what movie came out this weekend. You're competing with what restaurant opened that weekend.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff. The drink, wine, and paint stuff, all that. You're competing with everything. Anything that people want to get out and do on a weekend, that's who you're competing with. Don't limit yourself to thinking you're just competing with bands.
Right.
My God, that's foolish.
And, we as musicians need to cultivate new audiences. I mean, what type of outreach do we have
Right.
to these?
I just saw today. Who was that? Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
From not that Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen from the metal scene downtown said, where do people even put flyers up anymore? Like,
No.
like the physical.
Yeah.
And everybody just promotes on Facebook and calls it a day.
Right.
And
if you're not in, like, as a 45-year-old or a 8-year-old, I'm not going to be going into college chat rooms or
me neither.
these college boards
Me neither. But
and say, hey, you want to hear my band? But
on the
someone needs to
opposite
be
end-
reaching out to those to the younger
on the
audience,
opposite
or we're
end
not
of the
going to have
spectrum,
any audience
Yes,
in 10 years.
exactly. And that's the thing. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, on the younger side of the demographic, how many bands have Snapchats as a band or Instagram? That's where the kids are. Nope. I mean, not to be that guy, but Facebook is not where the kids are at.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And it's
TikTok.
Right. TikTok is the big one. If you want to go an older crowd, are bands even advertising in newspapers anymore?
Right.
I mean, there's so much that's getting lost and that we're not catching on to quick enough. And we're like, where's everybody at? Well, what have you actually done besides post on Facebook that you're going to be somewhere or do something? I'm guilty as crap of it.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to admit. But yeah, I also understand that I don't expect people to just show up out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, I tried everything I could. Well, I didn't.
Right.
I knew exactly where I was going to target, and that's what I got. So Chet says, I have a topic. Let's create a band names for people to use. Hashtag bandmates, a jazz band name, the Foreskins. Chet, if you've not been to the Blue Room Comedy Club down here at the Riff, you need to check out Old Man Willie. He actually talks about that. And he talks about, there's another one called the Four Chandeliers. And it was a group of African-American men that were well hung. I don't know. It's all like, you had to have been there. It's good stuff.
Slightly offensive stuff,
Right,
but it's not for the faint of heart.
Exactly. It's Old Man Willie. He's a hoot. Mike says, a very prominent club owner back in the 90s used his venue as a weapon to keep other bands from playing other clubs.
Yep.
Boo hiss.
Yeah, that happens, man.
Yeah, and it does.
You play anywhere else, you're not going to play here. And those clubs normally were very prestigious, and you didn't want to.
Well, and that's the thing. So as a band in that scenario, you better see the big picture there and say, okay, well then if you want me to be exclusive to you, I need double the money because I'm missing out. Be smart about that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get walked on either.
Well, and it would, and it may not even be that. It may be like, even if you want the opportunity to play here, we don't want you playing anywhere else in town.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So so make it worth their while. Yeah. I keep missing all my there we go. Mike says, I used to work for him, so I know firsthand. There you go. Barb says, Chris Slagle is the drummer for both bands I manage, Tri-Can Hair Club and Donnie Ray and the Noise. He checks all boxes. Well, that's good to know. When the band is a good draw, venue owners do know people follow them and can hurt their attendance when that same band is playing in town. I'm not sure I followed that.
Band owners, when a band is a good draw, then venue owners do know I think he's talking about like other ones. Other venue owners do know people follow them, and that can hurt their attendance when that same band is playing in town.
Oh, gotcha. That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing anybody can do about that.
Yeah.
I
must say, when the Dirty Saints would be playing in town, everybody's attendance would be hurting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just how it goes. You know?
And that's the thing. So
and that's why I hate Scott Henry.
Yeah. You said it. Christy says venue owners are going to do what's going to get them the most business.
Absolutely.
That's why you see them at the Riff, have Dirty Saint show so often. Same with Southbound Machine Gun, because they have a huge following. So basically, it's the support in the bands themselves that is going to make or break the venue band camaraderie, in my opinion, of course. You're exactly right. But here's the thing. Both Machine Gun and Dirty Saints have done a great job of cultivating their own following and have catered to them for a long time. And those people in turn are very loyal to them. So like Joshua is saying, like those people will follow them wherever they're playing, and other places will suffer. But here's how you get around that. You quit trying to be Dirty Saints and Machine Gun light.
Right.
You get a totally different set list. Great example, Identity Crisis.
Yeah.
You're not trying to, you might be playing some of the same places, but you're doing something totally different.
Absolutely.
So,
and we're going to even be doing more different stuff.
Right.
We're
And that's
working
the
on
thing.
some things that I don't think any other band is really doing in town.
And that's kind of where I'm at on that, is like so many people are like, man, that's successful. I might as well, put my name in the hat on that too. And I'll play some Cherry Pie and I'll play some Back in Black. No, do something different, man. Crying out loud. It's not always a safe bet with every band. And that is weird too, because there are a lot of fans that come and support local music that, they'll go and watch the Identity Crisis for the first time and they'll be like, do y'all play Black in Black? And it's like, why do you even want to hear that damn song anymore? What is the deal?
How many times can you hear Talk Dirty to Me?
Oh God. Don't get me started.
The only time we ever played it was with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so honored.
That was just to
right.
pick at you a little bit.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Like some people, first of all, you're not going to please everybody. Second of all, some people are going to be easily pleased, meaning that they don't care if you do a lot of variety. They just want to come out and dance and have a good time and sing the songs that they know.
There's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
not.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that that's the majority of people is what I'm saying. Like, so it's worth it to do something different, exactly like what you guys are doing.
Not that, and no one comes up to us and say, hey, we like you better than the Dirty Saints. They say, we love the choice of your music.
Exactly.
We love your set list. It is so different. So,
yep.
So some stuff that they haven't heard any band do. And that's cool because that's going to be our niche.
Right. Exactly.
And the Dirty Saints are the Dirty Saints, and they're successful for a reason.
Right.
And Machine Gun Symphony is Machine Gun Symphony, and they're successful for a reason.
Yep.
Find your own reason to be successful.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yep. 100%. And it can be done, and it's been proven that it can be done also with original bands.
Right.
Paralandra, Troy, there's been a handful of bands that have really had great success, even if only on a local level, great success with the exact same. Our people are going to follow us whether we play at Southbound, the Riff, or at Archie's. Like it doesn't matter. They're going to be there.
And those bands that are successful, they work hard. Being in Paralandra, that was hard work.
Yeah.
That was not like, we'll get together, maybe practice this week.
Right. Yep.
Ooh, we got a gig. We need to learn 3 more songs. No,
there's also a game plan behind every decision, everything.
Yeah. And before we even had a gig, we were even thinking with Paralandra, okay, so what color scheme? What is our niche?
Right.
What is going to be
it's a brand,
marketing,
it's a business.
Branding stuff. And if you don't go into, if you want to be successful, you got to think about all that stuff now.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't.
People aren't going to come to you. You've got to reach out.
It's not Field of Dreams. It's not build it and they will come. I joke about that sometimes on the show. I'm not foolish enough to actually believe that. You've got to give people value.
Well, okay, it is build it and they will come if you're building a good product.
If you're actually putting effort,
like,
if you're putting effort into what you're building, if you're like build it and they'll come and I don't know how to word that, but yeah, it's got to be quality.
Yeah, if you're sitting in your practice room and you're only practicing once a month and the only reason you step up to maybe every week is because you got a gig for the first time in 5 months. We got to learn. We got to get our brush up on our tunes.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah. No one should come to your show because you're not putting the work in. You're not bringing people in.
Yep.
We started playing in January and we've only had like maybe 2 or 3 weekends off.
Right.
we've kind of saturated the market a little bit in here, so it's been nice not playing. But the response we've gotten is because of how much work we put in with
Right.
Identity Crisis.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
And thinking differently than other bands.
Outside of the box. Exactly.
We don't need another Dirty Saints. We got the Dirty Saints.
Exactly.
We don't need another Machine Gun Symphony.
Yep.
We've got Machine Gun Symphony. We ain't trying to be that.
Yep. Kim says, I agree with that statement, Josh. People don't reach out to a younger generation. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mark says, I used to hang flyers up all the time downtown. Yeah. Flyers were big back then. Yeah, for sure. And having people do your artwork on those flyers was a big thing that I haven't seen since I've been doing music in 2007 or whatever. Right. So yeah, it's crazy. Play Freebird. Oh man, I jumped all over the place again.
Play Freebird. Yep.
Mike McCorder says, I think Springfield may be ready for my Go-Go's tribute band, the Guy Guys. I'm totally down, Mike. Thank you. I'm here all week. Well, oh God, I could have totally just taken that off the rails. No, I'm not gonna. I'm here for that, Mike. Chet says, I'll be coming. Chet says, when more venues open up around the area to full capacity, you won't see Machine Gun Symphony's members, etc., playing here every other weekend. They'll be doing bigger shows.
They will.
Exactly. Yep. So you're not wrong.
And I don't think it's going to be much longer. I mean,
I think we're right there at that corner where we're getting ready to
Texas,
turn.
who's dropped their masking mandate, they have seen their new infection rates drop.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. And I can be a very political person. I choose not to do that on the show, but you're not wrong.
No.
And is it this month that we're supposed to have full capacity with the masks?
Full capacity with masks.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
As all of
right
you
there
know,
around the corner.
As all of you know, once you go into a venue,
it don't matter.
No one's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So,
sometimes Brian says sometimes it's very difficult to see all the great talent. Yeah, and that's the thing too.
It really is.
Because it is spread a lot. And again, it goes back to if you don't play as much, it creates that need. Like, okay, I got this, and this to choose from, but I've got to go see them because they're not playing for another 2 or 3 months. That's the value that's added by not oversaturating the market. And also, there's people that I think you need to see that you don't even know yet. So that's what I'm trying to do. My little itty bitty part here on the show is to help make those connections. Terry says, popping in to say hi and hope to be back to being a regular asshole again soon. Well, Terry, we certainly miss you, my friend, and it is good to see you here. I hope all is well.
Good when your asshole's regular.
Kim says, Mike McCorder, I'm there. Elke says, it can be done. Spend 2 hours at a bar, cab to another bar for another 2 hours and on. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of gigs. You'll see people
Bar
like, yeah,
hopping.
I need to go. Yep, I need to go and visit these other.
They're making the loops. Yep. Deb says, there's a lot that could have, should have. Being in a band is a business. You have to treat it as such.
You
100%.
really do.
That's exactly right. Seth says, younger people go to shows all the time. They're still there and packing out rooms. If music is dated or just covers, they don't tend to reach that demo.
No.
A younger crowd doesn't have that connection to it. We have it at capacity rooms every week at Odyssey and Ballroom. You have to reach those crowds in different ways.
You do.
That's exactly right. And Seth, and you've done a great job of navigating that and following those trends, which again is why it would be great to have you a part of the conversation where we can kind of help other people make Springfield a better place, destination musically for people in general, because you're hitting all the right points on that. Elke says full capacity started Friday. There you go. And Seth also says this late summer and early fall will bring back national and touring bands. Early 2022 is international bands. We're almost there. Yeah, and man, it makes me so happy to see that and hear that. It's good stuff. Barb says Branson dropped mandatory masks this past Tuesday. Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. Brian said, hit the nail on the head, Jared. Well, I'm glad. Don't know which thing I was talking about. I feel like we talked about a lot.
Nail on the head, Jared.
Oh, I try. I do sling my hammer.
Mirror.
I tell you what, let's take
I'm just
one more break.
Call you Thor.
Well,
swinging that hammer around.
Swinging my hammer. I'm all out of coffee, so I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in just a minute. So stick around. If you haven't yet, go ahead and share the stream, and we'll be back in just
and make sure
minute.
You're hitting things on the head.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. All right. So, I hit the wrong one. Oh, still hit the wrong one. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot of great conversation happening, guys. I really appreciate this. This is awesome. There's a lot of this conversation that needs to be expounded upon and actually made into a episode dedicated to itself. Again, though, I would like to do this with a really stellar panel of people to really get this conversation going in a direction that'll actually something will happen from it. You know what I mean? Not just like, oh, yep, that's what it should be, and then nothing happens or nothing changes. It needs to be with people involved that are actually willing to put in some work and make an effort to make those changes happen. So if you want to be a part of that, feel free to send me a message in Facebook or something, or email or whatever. Hit me up, yo. Slide in my DMs. Elkie said, I missed it. Elkie says, yes, so happy to be opening back up. Christy says, I personally found it nice to tell people not to come near me during COVID, but really they smell or just creepy. Yeah. It was nice. I'm a bit of a, it's weird. Like, I'm a personal space guy, but at the same time, I'm a hugger. Handshakes are fine. I'm a hugger because there's been too many times in my life personally where it's like, man, if I could hug that person one more time, and I don't have that chance anymore. That's why I'm a hugger. So I get that. It was nice to have her bubble, but yeah, now we got to get back around the stinky and all that kind of stuff. So deal with it. Kidding. Side note, can we talk about how Weird Al is underrated? He is, and the fact that he's still going and slinging some hits. Brian says, speaking of slinging, I think Jared is swinging his hammer for other shows where he looks down and makes things small. Oh, Brian. Chet says we can make a drinking game out of Jared hitting the wrong button. Exactly. That's why I have Josh here. But times like this where Josh is run downstairs to have a quick smoke break and I'm all on my own, all by myself, it makes things very interesting. And another episode idea, Kim says, what is your episode idea? All that we've been talking about? Because I agree. That needs to happen. Mike says, Weird Al taking the mic at the George Harrison tribute singing part of Handle with Care is epic. I have not seen that, so I need to see that. All right. So another thing that I wanted to note, and I've kind of gone back and forth if I wanted to reveal this, if you will. But for our live show that we did last Sunday, there were some people that I reached out to try to be a part of that show. And one of those people, let me just go ahead and get rid of this, and I'll put it right up here on the screen so you can see. There's somebody that I reached out to that I was like, you know what? It'd be so cool if they said yes. There you go. That person right there. I actually sent him a message to Mr. Buff Carell to see if we could get him in on a video call and have him be a part of the fun. He has yet to see or read my message that I sent him, but I want you to know that I tried, by golly. So just saying, I put it out there. It's out there in the universe, and he might see it before the next one. So speaking of the next one, it is on the books. So here's the thing. At some point, I just had to do it, and because I could sit all day and say, well, what day would be the best? What time would be the best? What guests would be the best? What topic would be the best? But at a certain point, you just got to throw something out there and see what sticks and adjust accordingly. So for the next live in-person episode, get your calendars out. It is going to be Friday, June the 25th for our next live show.
As long as I'm not playing somewhere.
As long as Josh was not playing somewhere. It's penciled in to be the 25th of June. And
maybe Brian Betancourt could probably fill in for me.
He better be there, by golly, or I'm going to come drop an elbow
if I can't
on him.
do it. So
so
a lot of buttons to push.
There you go. Mike, send us the link to that. Barb says, Buff, that's awesome, Jared. Yeah, I thought it would be a cool thing to get Buff on. Yes. So yeah, June 25th. I don't have a cool graphic or anything yet to throw up there and show you, but so one of the things that I wanted to tweak was trying a different day, some day that's not a work night or something. Chet says, sorry, watching Mike's video. So that's going to be the first adjustment that I make, is trying it on a Friday night to see if we can get some more people, because I know there's a lot of people that wanted to be there but had to work the next day, or their kids had school, or this, that, and the other. So
Yeah,
that's going to be one of the small things that I
Me
tweak.
too. I had to work the next day,
Right.
but I was there.
True.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. And as far as the topic and all that, no clue yet. We'll work on that as we've still got plenty of time to do all that. But it is going to be absolutely just as fun, if not more fun, than the first one. So the Mo people, the Mo fun. Let me see what else I've got here on my notes. Josh, you got anything else?
I don't have anything else. I don't even have a show notes. So why would I have anything?
I mean, okay, that's fair.
Okay. I mean, you're throwing it to me, and I have nothing to throw back at you.
Same. I feel a little underprepared, if I'm being honest.
That's all right.
But that's the way these talking shops go. And it's always great conversation to be able to catch up with some of these people and not be distracted by games and guests and that kind of stuff, to just really connect with you guys and get a feel for what you guys want on the show for upcoming episodes and guests and stuff, and also how we've been doing. So it's always fun to do these. Christy says, "Hey Jared, ETA on your band playing any shows?" Not yet. We're still in the search for a second guitar player.
Wow.
Thought we had somebody, and it turns out they just didn't have the enough time to spare to make the commitment. So,
Well, you guys want to open up for us sometime?
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm
Be
totally down.
Yeah.
So we've got enough songs to do an hour-long set, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to play all night. But man, I want us to have a big
The
full
pay
sound.
would suck. I can tell you right now.
Let me tell you something. So the band. So for those that don't know, I'm putting together a metal cover band. I'm in a metal original band where we have literally taken a $5 bill and had to divide it amongst 4 people. So
I
making
remember
money.
those days.
Yeah, making
Where you
money.
ended up having to pay to play because they had a sound guy and you only had 4 people there. And
Right. Yeah. Been there, done that a million times. So I'm not trying to make it big or, be this big rock star. I just do it for fun. So to not make money is totally fine. Christy says, "Oh my God, baby was an autocorrect mistake." Yeah, I totally skipped out on saying that too. Hey Jared, baby, ETA on. Hey Jared, baby, ETA on your band playing any shows? And Deb says, "Yeah, Jared, baby. Jared,
When
baby,
you gonna play a show for me,
Come
Jared,
on.
baby?"
So hurry, play some metal for me." Chet says, "Okay, video over, back." Christy says, "Wow, Any was turned into baby on my phone. Is drunk. I'll leave now." No, you can stay. I don't mind being called baby. I've been called worse. Mike says, "I thought Weird Al was awesome." Well, there you go. I'll have to check it out after the show. So I don't really think I have anything else. If you guys don't have anything else, you might just call it. See you next week. You know what I'm saying? I did miss one up here too. Kim says you started the Christmas tunes this year. I don't recall that at all, friend. I don't remember saying anything about Christmas. Somebody said something about 4th of July. Deb says, "America, that's really close to 4th of July."
Ooh, we ought to do a patriotic one, like
Like we did last year.
rock, huh?
Like we did last year.
Which one?
That was on July the 7th with Tom
Uh-huh.
Hembry and Justin Larkin, where we did Celebration of America.
Right?
We did a lot of that. But
Was it like John Philip Sousa type stuff? No,
no, I don't remember what all we covered on that, actually. Good question.
Yeah.
I'll have to go in the archives on that
Yeah,
one.
you could dig into like some countries and do like 9/11 tribute songs, stuff like that. Very patriotic songs. Don't you
God.
remember how patriotic country got right after 9/11?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, moving. Oh, here we go. Deb says, "Rockin' America, Jared, baby." I mean, baby. Yeah. So we did. That's when "Living in America" was one of the ones. So all the songs had USA
Breakfast
or
in America.
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. This guy or America or USA or US or it was songs with that in. That's what that was. Yeah. Yeah,
but no one was watching at that time, so we could we could do it again.
No. Plus, we had that Canadian Tom Hembry on as a guest, so that DJ blocker himself. Hashtag Jared baby. Oh God, what have we done? Deb says, I remember Joshua. It was awful. That was one of the early ones. I will say that for sure. Heather says, I'm glad I tuned into this. Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate that. It's a crazy show, man. It's what it is. It's always fun and unpredictable. Terry says, what kind of metal covers are you doing in your band? Well, I don't want to give a whole bunch away, but I'll tell you there's a big span of things. Everything from like some 80s metal to some 2000s metal, 90s, everything in between. Some really heavy stuff, some really not so heavy stuff. But the whole concept is, ouch, I would like to be able to play with other, I know, right? Other cover bands and stuff. I don't want to be totally tied down to that downtown playing at the ballroom kind of thing. I would like to play there, but I would also like to play at the Riff or at Shuffle or anywhere. So I don't want to confine myself too much and be too obscure with some of our stuff. So we've got some stuff that if you're a metalhead, you're gonna enjoy. If you flip through the radio and when you hear like Entertainment, you're like, hey, that's not bad. You'll hear some stuff kind of like that. So that's kind of what we're doing. I might inbox you and tell you some more stuff, but I don't want to give too much away. So there's that. Brian says the adventures of Jared Baby and Podboy.
I'd read that comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would, yeah.
I probably would too until the illustrations got too carried away. Christy says, I'm so sorry. Damn you, phone. Damn you. Yeah, thanks a lot, Christy. Just saying. Heather says, we put bands on our festivals. We don't pay well. We do try. And that's the thing. You gotta make money to pay money. I get that. Christy says, I guess I'm wearing a Jared Baby shirt next week. There you go. All right. Well, folks, I'm all out of ideas here on this here show, but actually I'm not. If there is, so next week we're doing movie soundtracks, Tournament of Champions. If there is a soundtrack that you would like us to try to include, type it in the comments. For those of you who have never seen or been a part of our Tournament of Champions, you'll know that we take several of these, we put them in a big bucket or a hat or whatever, shake them all up, and we draw them at random, and that's how we get our bracket. So just because you put something out there, like we might end up with 40 different movies, but only 16 of those are going to get chosen. So, but I would love to hear what movies you guys would like to have represented. Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
And remember, it's not like Broadway musicals that have been turned into movies,
Right.
and probably as original as possible, like movie songs that are specifically written for those movies. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not.
That's what I kind of like.
My favorite soundtrack is not that way.
No.
But
what's your favorite
You'll have
soundtrack?
to tune in next week to find out. Oh, wait. Oh, let's see if I can find it quick enough. All right. Here you go. Josh, do you have a pen and paper? Almost Famous soundtrack.
Yeah, that would be good. That had some original stuff in it.
Yep. Oh, there you go. Both Deborah and Mike McCord at the same time put that one up there.
Almost Famous.
Yep. Kim says Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. Well, we talked about that. We'll put it on the list. Oh, Mike says Eddie and the Cruisers.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing too. Like, I would like to. Spinal Tap is a must. Mike McCorder says. FM soundtrack. Mark LeBrock says.
Yeah,
And Christy Pressler says Power of Love. What Dreams Are Made Of. We Belong. My Love Will Go On. Celine Dion.
I think she's just naming songs.
Right. Yes, I agree.
Eddie and the Cruisers. What was the other one after Eddie?
FM soundtrack.
FN and
Guardians. Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. Yeah.
So I'll have a better plan by next week, but I want to kind of.
Spinal Tap's going to be difficult because I mean, unless you bought their tape, you're not really going to have a whole lot of people know the stuff.
Dazed and Confused.
Yep.
So I want to kind of try to bring this in. So I'll go ahead and say we might do like an 80s movie soundtrack episode or something, just to kind of corner things in, so we don't have. It'll be all over the place otherwise. I think maybe not. Maybe we don't want to.
I don't know.
Why put a cap on it? We'll just whatever. Throw some songs in, or some movies rather. Mike says, like you said, songs wrote for movies. I I didn't say that.
I said that.
The
Or
Breakfast
else
Club.
you're gonna get, bad to the bone and every movie.
Bad.
Or Fortunate Son. That's in every movie that has a Vietnam scene.
I mean, true. You're not wrong. Yeah.
How do you know you're in Vietnam?
Kind of
got
run
three.
through the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the one. It ain't me.
It ain't me.
Yeah.
And
They're always flying in a helicopter. And that's-
right. Yep.
like, yep.
It's true. She's the One movie soundtrack by Tom
Yeah.
Petty. Okay. So we're getting some good stuff here. Brian says Sahara. Deb says Forrest Gump.
That would have Fortunate Son on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it would. All right. We're getting some more stuff. Oh, okay. Thought you wanted song titles. My bad. How is my brain drunky when I didn't have wine? Well, I don't know, but your thumbs are awful drunky, baby.
Drunky baby, that's Chrissy Pressler.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Cars song.
Yep. There you go. So that's what we're going to be doing next week is, well, actually, let me just see if I can. Oh, yeah. We're out of time. We know that. Where'd my...
I don't know. I've got you on the right screen.
Oh, yeah, you do. There you go.
I do. I told you I did.
Josh knows how to produce.
I do.
Oh, crap. I don't think I did that right. Hang on.
Did you not?
We'll just do this.
You've got that music somewhere, don't you?
You know, I don't think I do. Out of all the music that I've got in my little soundboard over here, I don't think that's one, which is really interesting because I should. Because it is indeed a 3-ring circus around here sometimes. That is under this and under that. So bring this in here.
Bring it in. Bring it on in.
Anybody else have any more? Grease 2 is a classic movie, maybe better than the original.
And that wasn't a Broadway play, so I guess that would kind of qualify.
Okay. It's kind of musical-ish, but just say
it is, but it is a musical, so
because I think there should be a musical episode.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to separate that. I think. So yeah, there's that. I need to add this, and I need to. Oops, let me. Oh,
what are you doing?
Well,
man?
you know,
What's going on over there.
I'm trying to be all fancy schmancy and stuff like that. You know how that goes. I can't do anything simply. Got to do it nice and rough. Have you seen the Tina Turner documentary on HBO Max?
I haven't. Is it good?
It's great.
Is it a documentary or is it a biopic?
No, it's a documentary. The biopic from the 90s with Angela Bassett was great.
Right.
But it is not like that.
You know, yeah. Be careful because a biopic is different than biopic.
It's actually the exact same thing.
No.
Oh, do tell.
Biopic means double vision.
No, that's bioptic.
Bioptic.
Yeah. There's a T.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, don't quote me on that, but like optical
right
is eyes. So yeah, I think that's
okay.
I think. I mean, we are on the internet, so it's got to be true.
Myopic means that you're kind of have tunnel vision. So that's why I thought biopic would be.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. I don't know.
Myopic.
We'll see. All right, I think I'm finally ready here.
We are just talking about nothing.
Talking about a
Look
whole
at that.
bunch of nothing. All right, now then, Josh.
Okay.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. God dang it! What happened now? How is that?
Looky there.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Oh, I know why.
You got something over
well,
there.
You know,
we go.
Whatever. Fancy schmancy, and that's supposed to play a sound. Whatever. That's what we're doing next week. So be here for it. We'll have our stuff together because we're back in the saddle, baby. We took a couple weeks off doing some different things, and I'm glad to be back here in the chair and getting things underway. So, let me. Why did that not save? What is happening?
I don't know.
This is for Brian
phone.
Betancourt.
Is it for Brian?
Yep. Because I'm down here messing with my knobs.
You tweaking over there? You
Yes.
tweaking the knobs? Over
Yes.
there?
Goochie, goochie, goo. I want to. Whoa!
There I am. You don't want people seeing me on my phone, right?
Right. Well.
Okay.
Well, that's. I mean, let's be honest. That's how you produce, right, Mr.
Yeah.
Producer Man?
Mhm.
Just send text out to
Just
whomever.
trying to find something interesting to do.
Are the Unsung Dreamers streaming by chance?
I don't know, but I can watch them while we are doing this. I can go over to their page and watch
There you go.
Thursday's episode.
My goodness. Over here on the comments, before we totally sign off. Oh man, what a great movie too.
What?
Mike McClure says Detroit Rock City soundtrack. Now that
Hey.
is obviously going to be a bunch of Kiss, but that is
Right.
That is a movie with a soundtrack.
What about Airheads?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Detroit Rock City, huh?
Yep. What about Blues Brothers? Okay, I demand royalties if Jared Baby goes viral. Okay. Abigail says off topic, but every time Lindsay looks at my phone while I'm watching the podcast, she exclaims, "Jared, the cousins whose name I know." Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Abigail, by the way, congratulations on your senior year, and your senior pictures look freaking awesome. So pretty. Very well done. So kudos to you. And also, I hope you had a great and safe trip. Brian says, agreed. The Blues Brothers. Speaking of trips,
Which one?
Brian,
The
how was your
original or
trip?
2000?
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Elkie says Tina Turner. Deb says I love Tina. I don't know if I think I said this because I think it was Christy that asked about upcoming episodes. Another term to champions that we have coming up will include Tina Turner. So be on the lookout.
Ooh.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Are you?
Yeah, I know it's a shocker. Christy says, "What's love got to do with it?" I was so glad that my old band Sunset Strip got to do that song. It was a lot of fun. Mark says, "Nice and rough with butter." Mike says, "American Graffiti." Deb. Oh,
Yeah.
Deb says, "Rockstar." Now you're talking.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mark says, "Put some butter on those jobs." On those jobs? Jabs, jibs? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Mike says, actually, not much Kiss on it. I think maybe two. Oh, really? Well, okay.
Isn't Rock and Roll High School? Isn't that the Ramones? Isn't that a
I
movie,
want
the
to
Rock and
say
Roll
yes, but I can't remember for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's
High,
right.
or Rock and Roll High, something like that?
Yeah. Abigail says, "Oh, thank you. My photographer was awesome. Good stuff." Brian says the original Blues Brothers. Bite your tongue on Blues Brothers 2000.
Hey, it had Jamie Lang in it, and he sung the heck out of that song.
Yeah. Brian says the trip was good. A lot of studying I have to do for the next several weeks, and a few more trips to Cartersville, Georgia. Interesting. Oh, not knobs, knobs. I got you. Deb says Rock and Roll High School is the Ramones. Okay,
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Meant to say knobs. Yeah, I meant what you knew, kind of. All right, guys. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's show. We've been going for a couple hours here now. So anyway, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
All right.
Thanks for all your suggestions, guys. Be sure to check out our website at www.audioroast.com to get all of our merch, playlists from the past, links to our sponsors and past episodes, and different links to our sponsors who support us. Yeah, audioroast.com. Oh,
And there's no
that's
sound
why.
on there.
That's why. Because whenever I was backstaging,
You turned the volume down on that, or you
I
muted it.
muted it.
You
Yep.
muted it.
I was like, I know I put sound on that. There we go. That's a confirmed sound that we want. There we go. Final thoughts. Man, final thoughts. You know, I gave some final thoughts at the live show, and I feel like they still ring true, and I'll just repeat those because it really does mean a lot. Thank you guys for being here and for being a part of the show, helping turn this show into what we want it to be, and helping get good guests and have good topics and having a good producer when he's not on his phone watching the Unsung Dreamers. Yeah, thanks for being you. Don't be afraid to be you either. Don't be afraid to try something new. And don't forget that times are hard for everybody right now. So may your cup of coffee and your love of music be strong. But your sense of humor be even stronger. Guys, thank you, and we will see you next week right here at 5 o'clock. Same time, same bat channel, here on the Audio Roast Podcast.